On 1494 2AY, good evening and welcome to the Norm Minns Oval for our massive round one night clash under lights at the Norm Minns Oval. My name is Blake Panda Escott. Corowa-Rutherglen, the rejuvenated Roos, up against the Wangaratta Magpies, coming off a great derby win last week against the Wangaratta Rovers. Pleasure to have your company, and if you're joining us on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV as well, a big welcome to you on this Saturday night. Gus McLeod, he's come from the Albury Sports Ground where we saw an epic Gussie really quickly repeating those scores.
Well, I can't remember the exact score, Panda, but I know the margin. 5-point victors were the Albury Tigers over Yarrawonga. If I'm being brutally honest, Panda, I thought Yarrawonga deserved to win. Lee Williams had a set shot with about, I'm going to say, 90 seconds left on the clock. 35 metres out, slide angle. He skewed it off the boot. Albury went down the other end and shut things down. The final siren blew with Albury Tigers 5 points in front.
And we just came from our Edge FM broadcast game with the Rovers, which is too good after quarter time for the North Albury Hoppers, winning by 26 points. As I introduce a man who dominated on the boundary today, but he's on his famous 40-wing stat sheet, Dan Vaccaro. Good to have you in Wangaratta, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Panda. Back where I belong. And yeah, we just saw a really good game at North Albury. I thought Rovers were super professional in the way they defended, and they deserve to be winners.
And we're going to go down on the boundary for the second time today, all thanks to the Newmarket Hotel. Bobby Jackson, he's dominated at the Albury Yarra game. Now he's going to dominate here in Wang.
G'day, Panda. How are you, mate? It's just walking around the ground at the moment. It's beautifully mild, and after a hot stinker there today in town, it's not a bad night for playing football. So it'll be interesting to see if the dew does come in day, and both sides look pretty sharp. You know, first thoughts on the Wang Magpies, they look like they're beefed up over the summer, whereas the Corowa, they look like they're pretty slick and moving pretty fast. So I'm looking forward to tonight. Very
much looking forward to tonight as well. And the storyline all week has been around Corowa-Rutherglen. What Corowa-Rutherglen outfit are we going to see, Dan Vaccaro? And for being brutally honest, we've got no idea.
We absolutely don't have any idea. We know that there's some really good players and there's a really good coach sitting up in the box, so that's going to be the most intriguing thing. You see familiar faces through the league of, Tyler Roos, who spent some time at Rovers, who played really good footy. The former Wodonga Bulldog in Josh Clayton, I'm really interested to see run out in the blue and white as well. So there's still some familiar faces that we're going to see from Corowa, but it's the great unknown, Panda, as you said.
Looking forward to this one. First quarter action for A-grade Alls and Batteries, not too far away. We're going to go out to Bobby Jackson now. The only co-captain there is Jackson Clark for the Magpies, because his other co-skipper, he's fishing on Barramundi up north, and Joe Hansen as well, famous name at Corowa-Rutherglen, doing the toss. Bobby?
Yeah, the coin's just gone up, and we have Joey's won the toss and he's kicking to the clubroom end. So Corowa's won the toss and kicking to the clubroom's end, which is the left hand on your dial.
It is indeed. We'll go to Dan again on the 40-wing stat sheet. Who are we taking a look at today for Corowa-Rutherglen and for Wangaratta Magpies?
Yeah, thanks, Panda, for 40 wings. From Wangaratta, we're going to be taking Jackson Clark's numbers, who had a really good game last week. He floated forward and kicked 3 goals. Alex Federico, the Preston Prince, Brad Melville, Cam Barrett, and young Harrison Hewitt, who I really liked his game last week. We're going to take his numbers. And for Corowa, we're going to take the former Bulldog in Josh Clayton, Tyler Roos, Liam McCarthy, Jed Longmire, and Jaden Butson. We're taking his numbers for 40 winks.
Panda, you're a big fan of Liam McCarthy for Corowa-Rutherglen. Unlike most of us, you've seen him live when you were living down in Colac.
Yeah, really smooth mover for the Colac Tigers. He then went and played 4 or 5 games with Geelong VFL, which is what a lot of the boys in Colac go and do when they get touted. And no, he's a star. He's got a great left foot. Look out for his left foot. He'll probably play at half back on the wing. He'll even go into the middle. So look for his lightning left foot, but looking forward to seeing him play up in the ovens of Murray after seeing him play down in Colac for the last couple of years. And, of course, followed Crezza to South Cairns, didn't he, Gussie?
Well, he certainly followed him back down here to the southern parts of the country, and I like a few players from Corowa have. Of course, you've also got Cody Shutt, who spent some time up with Crezza in the Cairns part of the world. Jaden Butson actually played against Crezza up north, playing for Central's Trinity Beach, and you've also got guys that have come down like Mitch Scott, who of course is a familiar name of the region. Of course, his father Tim was synonymous with the Albury Tigers. Joseph Ugle, unfortunately not playing today for the Roos.
Where's Joey?
One we were looking forward to seeing. My intel tells me he's got a wedding.
Right.
So weddings in football season should be a corporal punishment, I think. It's a really no-go zone for mine, Panda.
Absolutely, and that's coming from a cricketer who also hates weddings in
Yeah,
summer
there
as
should
well.
be
So
4
when do you have the weddings, Gussie?
I think there should be 4 dedicated weekends, wedding weekends.
I reckon
Yeah.
March is a free-for-all.
Yeah, March and
The start of April.
yeah, I think so.
And then
Which we're-
October.
which we're in now.
September, October as well.
When's
about
your
the
wedding
only
going to be,
time.
Panda? Wouldn't be too far off.
I have to ask the question first, Gussie. Take that up with my partner, Miranda Gray. All right, Dan Vaccaro, who are you picking in this one and why?
I'm going to go Wang today. I think they were really good last
sorry?
week. and
Who?
Wang.
Wang.
That's all I heard.
Did I?
One.
You know what? I may as well just stop talking. But Wang are going to win today.
What about you, Bobby Jackson, down on the boundary for the Newmarket?
I'm going to go for Wang today, and for your information, I got married last weekend, 27 years ago.
Well, there you go. What'd you do for the anniversary, Bobby?
I went running.
That's about as romantic as Liam Scammell coming to do a podcast on his wedding anniversary a couple of weeks ago.
Gus
Panda.
McLeod, who wins?
I saw the Roos win in the reserves. I tipped them at the start of the week. I'm going to stick with the Roos. I think there's going to be something about them this year. Will it click? Will it not? Who knows? I'm going to tip the Roos in a nail biter.
I'm going to tip the Magpies in a close one, purely based off what we saw last week. They were really, really impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Wangaratta Magpies second up under Jason Heatley. So we're about to get underway here in the first term for A-grade oils and batteries. A beautiful night at the Normans Oval. Crowd, Bobby, you're a good crowd man. I reckon definitely over 1,000.
That's Monty's little expertise. But yeah, you'll be looking at that, and it'll build throughout the night with the Everton King guys coming in.
Here we go. Corowa-Rutherglen rejuvenated against the Magpies. And here's Gus McLeod for A-grade oils and batteries.
Knowles and Richards did battle in the ruck. Whistle and a free kick.
Throw.
Straight away. And it's going to go the way of Corowa. Quickly inside forward 50. Tracking this one is Osborne. And well done by Tyler Norton for the Wangaratta Magpies to get the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So really quickly into attack go the Roos. Just at the 20-second mark, they get their first inside 50 and the first free kick on the 40-wing stat sheet. 30 metres out from Corowa goal. In the ruck is Bradkey. Took it straight out, looking for Ayres. Now onto McCarthy, wrapped up in a Hewitt tackle, and the umpire said it was fair. We'll ball it up directly in front, 40 metres from goal.
Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries. Great to have your company under lights on 2AY and O&M Snap Print Solutions TV. Melville, he got tackled. Hot footy early. Still camped inside, attacking 50 for Corowa-Rutherglen. Hand pass came out the back. Butson was involved. Here's Roos. Hand pass, kick out wide to the far wing. Good mark. Really, really good mark by Paddy Lavis. Dominated at CDHBU last year. He goes out wide. And it's in the hands here of Connor Leslie for the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos. He's going to pump him back into attack once again. Deep into the pocket. Where's Hope? Coming over the top with a big fist was Aidan Tilley. Boundary throw in, forward pocket. Bob Jackson for the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos.
Just something that stands out for me is Brady Morton just is playing a long way behind the ball, directing traffic. You know, he's standing in the middle of the ground right now, just making sure that all the players in front of him are in their right spots.
Boundary throw in. It's going to be Bradkey against Knowles. Knowles took it out of the ruck, then fumbled. Leaving it behind was Melville. On hands and knees, trying to get involved is Alex Federico, and the umpire calls for a restart once again. So we'll ball it up in the pocket for the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos. Give it to Bradkey in the ruck. Head over the football was Lavis, diving on top of it. Norton doing some good work on Osborne. Kick to the top of the goal square for the Roos. Looks like it's bounced outside the chalk. Out of bounds on the full. We're going to throw it back in. No, we're going to throw it back in, Panda. So about 5 metres off the behind post here for the Corowa-Rutherglen Footy Club.
So they've had a couple of early entries, which they'll like that. KB, Bradkey out of the ruck, dodges around one, tried to get boot to ball. Great tackle. Really good tackle by Ryan Batten. Just a little bit more off he can chew there. KB, great to have him back in the ovens of Murray. What a stellar year he had for Corowa-Rutherglen in 2022 before departing to Richmond VFL and Geelong VFL. As the Magpies, through Marjanovic, into the side this week, still deep in defence. Goes out wide, finds Fraser Ellis, still inside D50. The 45's on, point of the square. Here's Tilley. Love the new Magpies kit as well.
The swooping pie.
The swooping pie, Gussie, I know you're a big fan. Tilley goes out to the wing. Good mark here by Matty Hayden. Centre wing, still no score in this one. First term for A-grade oils and batteries.
3 minutes gone for NZ. Hayden on the Ovens River side of the ground. Kicks long for Wangaratta. Nice work by Morton. Got a fist. Magpies had crummers, one of whom was Brad Melville. Head over the football. And the umpire's going to call for it as Jed Longmire's a little bit slow to get up. Quickly, Dan Vaccaro, some 40 winks.
Yeah, really good start by Cora on the 40 wing stat sheet. 3 inside 50s and repeat inside 50s for them early days.
Give that some Knowles in the ruck. Dispossessed was Butson. Handballs in towards a bit of space on the far side of the ground as Wangaratta go inside 50. Great use of the body from Parker Heatley. Just ragdolled Brady Morton out of the road, and Parker will have a set shot 30 metres out, slightest of angles.
Yeah, really looking forward to having a look at Parker Heatley today. He looks like a real strong, thick through the mid region of the body, and he looks nice and strong, and he'd be a tough matchup for Morton down back.
I was abused of calling him a little bit overweight last week, Parker, but I tell you what, he is a ripping fella. That's exactly what you just did then, Bobby.
You described him as thick.
I did. He is thick. He's a solid man.
So in comes Parker, the left footer from 35 metres to the Evans Street end. It's a high up and under, but it's straight. So the Magpies draw first blood on the steel line scoreboard. They lead 1-6. So the Roos yet to score. 4.5 minutes gone thanks to NZ.
Yeah, great finish there by Parker Heatley, and I really like the look of him as well. He kicked a few times, no score. Wangaratta move it forward and get the score straight away. So positive start for Wang.
Is it because he's thick you like him, D-Back?
I'm not going to say he's thick. That's up to you and Panda to make those calls.
He's a solid man, and he's got some swagger.
I love him.
That is
I
what
have
we
enough
know.
enemies.
Ball up. Big Nathan Richards tried to soccer it off the ground. Gained about 20 metres for the Roos. Coming out here was McCarthy. Beautiful hand pass to Butson. Right foot kick into the pocket. KB. Bradkey on a searching lead for the Roos. He will line up here from 45 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Just super smart with that lead. He saw the player leading, heading towards the space, and he ran straight there, and the delivery was perfect. He ran straight to the vision of the guy that was kicking it to him. That was fantastic by KB.
It was a really good kick from Butson, who's playing with the GWS VFL. Played one game early in the season. So Caelan Bradkey, the prodigal son, returns to the Roos. Drop punt on goal is a bit narrow, and it's through for a minor score. The Roos one behind. The Maggies 1-6. We've played 5 and a bit minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. Steel line scoreboard, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, I'd really like to look at Jaden Butson as well. He's had 3 disposals early on the 40-wing stat sheet, but in dangerous areas. Gussie going inside that forward 50. He looks like a good find for Corowa.
So Barrett from full back is going to kick out to the other side of the ground. Ovens Riverside. Wouldn't mind it coming out here, Panda. Turnover in dispute. Going inside 50 for the Roos. Hope the target and hope the destination. Darcy Hope is marked 25 metres out. Slightest of angles, Bobby, and that's how a full forward likes to receive entries inside 50.
Real clever body work there. Das just got himself in a position where he protected the space where the ball was coming in, and that was an uncontested mark in the end. He was real clever, and I think he'll reap the rewards of the guys that are coming through the midfield here for Cora.
So Darcy Hope, this to give the Roos the lead. 25 metres out, directly in front. Darcy Hope comes in, and he's pushed it to the right-hand side. So a minor score for the Roos. They trail 2 behinds to Wangaratta Magpies, 1-6. That's on the steel line scoreboard. We'll go to Dan Vaccaro, so some numbers for 40 winks.
Yeah, frustrating start for Corowa. 5 inside 50s to Wangaratta's 1 at the moment. 2 marks inside 50 through Hope and Bradkey, so a little bit frustrating for Corowa.
Have to kick that one. Big full forward, directly in front, just to bring the Roos into the game. Here's Norton in the right back pocket. Short one. Finds Marjanovic. Norton receives again. Good follow-up. Goes in the middle of the ground over the head of Hayden. A free kick to Joe Hansen for a push in the back in the middle of the ground.
Didn't quite catch the infringement there, Panda, to be honest.
Just nudged under it a little bit.
A little nudge. Joe Hansen, really good kick. Oh, what a mark by Leslie. A fantastic mark on his chest. Too strong for Norton. It was kicked to the advantage. And Leslie will line up for Corowa-Rutherglen's 3rd shot inside the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a really good kick by Joe. He kicked to the space, which made Connor Leslie push hard into the space and take the mark. So that was a really good kick by Joe.
It was an elite body and paint kick of the day from Joe Hansen. So here's Leslie for the Roos' 3rd shot on goal. Hopefully through the big sticks this time. Kick looks pretty good. It's to the near side again. Through for a minor score. And that's their 3rd behind on the trot. The Magpies 1-6 on the steel line scoreboard. 8 played for NZ opening term.
A lot of football inside. Corowa is attacking 50. Bobby, anything to do with the conditions for the Newmarket Hotel?
Conditions are perfect for football down here, boys. No excuse.
Barrett out to the Ovens River side of the ground. Working underneath it was Lavis. Now Wangaratta kick long down the line. Contest. Hayden did well, brought it front and centre in front of Hansen. Hansen regathered the football and is now wrapped up in a tackle. Will ball it up slightly into attack on the wing for the Wangaratta Magpies. Umpire throws it up. Lavity's gone into the ruck, as has Tom Forrest. Spills out the back of the contest. Melville feeds it out wide, looking for the give and go 1-2. Now it's an opportunity to get the ball back. Craven. The umpire says out of bounds for a boundary throw in. True centre wing, Ovens Riverside. Now, Panda, as broadcasters, we don't mind how the game's played, but when you're playing a nighttime game of footy, bring it out to the broadcast side.
You took the words out of my mouth, Meatloaf style, Gus McLeod. We have not had it on the broadcast side once. Over here, please, boys, is Roos. Grubbers it down the line. Gains 40 for the Roos. No pun intended. Bradkey. There's Craven. Torpedo punt down the line. We've already called one game each today. We're about stuffed. Hansen at half-back. Gets a 1-2 from Rouston. Gets a 1-3. And well done by Irvin. Working out in defence. The Roos go wide through Rouston. And here is Osborne for the Corowa-Rutherglen Footy Club, far side centre wing.
Premiership play with the Rovers last year, Panda, who's come back home to Corowa. On the right boot, he switches to Riley Irvin. The boy from Balrannan.
Oh.
Dangerous switch. Intercepted here by Jackson Clark. 75 from home, kicking into the pocket. They'll make you pay the pies. Inside 50, the kick was beautiful. And Lavity marked almost uncontested. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Just missed the target by a little bit, and that you pay the consequence, don't you? Like, he was Corowa out and down the other end and having a possible shot on goal themselves, and they just made a simple mistake by a metre, and they're paying the price here.
Lavity's goal kicking's been the one part of his game that almost lacks a little bit of consistency. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not, but the first kick often sets the tone for the night. 45-degree angle, 45 metres out, Lavity. He hooks the inside of this one. You hear the Bronx cheers from the Roos faithful, and it's across the face of the right-hand side for a minor score. The Magpies 1-1-7. Corowa 3 behinds on the steel line scoreboard. 10.5 minutes gone.
Just
here in the first term, Bobby J.
Just want to keep an eye on Big Richards has come off with a bit of a bruise to the foot. I think it was in a rucking contest. Sorry.
Here's Richards marking from the kick in. Kicks to a vacant goal square. No, it's not. It's been marked on the last line by Hansen for Corowa-Rutherglen. And here's Longmire. Sorry, it's Morton. Out of defence. Really good kick. Trying to find a teammate on centre wing. Here's Geordie Ayres. Runs the ball over the boundary line and have it thrown back in right in front of Bobby Jackson. You were saying about Nathan Richards, Bobby J?
Yeah, he just jammed his foot in a ruck contest a couple of centre clearances ago. So just keep an eye on him, mate.
He's back at this contest now. Also, Bobby, keep an eye on the footy. It looks to be a little bit pointy, the brand new yellow pill. Roos tracking this one for the Corowa-Rutherglen Footy Club. Inside 50 go the Magpies. Irvin's got to do a bit of work here. Busting through the back of the pack. Well done, Morton. Parker Heatley having a crack now for the Pies. On hands and knees, Tyler Roos. So's Irvin. Toe poke top of the goal square. Cody Shutt's playing the goalkeeper. Handballs to Joe Hansen. And the Magpies in a bit of pressure here is Amory. He was held without the footy. Noah Amory receives a free kick and he's going to play on quickly to Melksham.
Yeah, Melksham. Good to have him back at the Roos as well. A young one-pointer onto McCarthy. Watch him get onto his left foot here. Tries to fend off. Not able to. Norton wraps him up. Says no, sirree. And a great defensive tackle from Tyler Norton, who goes inboard to Hewitt at half-back. 7 plays 3. The Magpies lead over Corowa. Beautiful kick in the middle of the ground. Here's Hayden. To the right of the centre circle, poor kick inside 50 looking for Jackson Clark. And Hansen is lighting up the 40-wing stat sheet, takes an intercept mark. Are we doing his numbers, Dan?
We are not.
Well, that's on you. Gus McLeod, here we go for McRae Motors.
Finn Osborne goes inboard to Mitch Scott. Wants to run and carry. Takes a bounce, does Mitch. Goes the Dusty Martin, don't argue, but he bit off more than he can chew. Intercepted by Harry Hewitt. Kicks to centre half forward. Irvin and Lavity. Give it to Irvin. Did well, has to regather his footing. Coming through nicely, leaving it behind was Rouston. Now the Roos mop up. They go out wide. Rouston on the left boot. Little chip kick finds Darcy Melksham. On the right, he wants to hug the boundary line. Nice looking kick. Amory playing at centre half forward. He marks on the wing. Right foot kick. Not the best off the boot. Bradkey's got some work to do. Dished it out nicely. McCarthy fumbled at the crucial moment. Now the Magpies have numbers in support. Melville, he picked up the footy, but was absorbed in a big crunching tackle from Noah Amory and will ball it up between centre wing and half forward for Corowa, Ovens River side of the ground.
McCarthy just had a couple of moments in this first quarter. He'd probably like back for A-grade oils and batteries. Here's Amory, tackled by Craven straight away. Ball in scrimmage at half back here for the Magpies. And we have a ball up, a stalemate after all that, Gus McLeod.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stove's Pool World. Lavington at the 13-minute mark lead 2-2-14 to the Bulldogs, 1-1-7 in the other night game.
Ruck contest. Richards and Knowles going at it again. Richards on hands and knees. Ekes a hand pass out to McCarthy. Left foot wobbler inside 50. Forrest. Well done here by Geordie Ayres. Roving. Right foot kick back into the channel. Marked by Marjanovic. His kick was smothered. Lots of pressure inside 50 here for the Roos. Big hip and shoulder from McCarthy on O'Keefe. And we'll have a ball up in attacking 50. Inside 50 numbers, please, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, Corowa was 7 inside 50s to Wangaratta's 5.
Richards in the ruck, give it to Knowles. He's using his body well. 50 metres out from Roos' goal as the Magpies just try and hack it forward. Nice work coming off the back as the ball comes towards Osborne. Osborne goes backwards to go forwards. Mitch Scott now onto McCarthy. Inside forward 50 goes Rouston. Trying to find hope. He was manhandled. Well done by the Maggies back 6. They stopped a pretty good look there. Aidan Tilley onto Grossman. Grossie's handball was poor to put it nicely. Puts his back. The Maggies opt to go for a dump kick down the line, trying to find some bigs. Irvin's chasing it for the Roos. Goes by hand. Links up now with a teammate and they retreat back to Hansen. Hansen for the Roos. Wants to go all the way back to centre half back and Cody Shutt's got the footy.
Kicks a bit of a wobbler. Marked on the chest by Brady Morton. Fair to say this game hasn't lived up to too many heights early stages. His kick was a grubber. O'Keefe, did he get one high from Ayres? He did.
He didn't.
In fact, umpire says, give it to me. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, we just reiterating the inside 50s. 8 inside 50s to Corowa. 5 for Wayne. Cam Barrett, 3 disposals. And Liam McCarthy with 3 disposals as well.
Only the one goal in this ball game to the way of Parker Heatley. Beautiful kick from Squid Melville down the line. You could hear the thud on Josh Tweedale's chest. It almost put a hole through the skinny man. Tweedale, left foot kick wobbler to half forward. Well done in defence, Cody Shutt. Great to have him back in Wangaratta, albeit for Corowa-Rutherglen.
Of course, the former Rover inboard goes to Butson. The no-look handball looked okay. Handball over the top goes the Roos, and now it's with Melksham. He chips over the top, not his best looking kick. Amory had some work to do. The Magpies now have numbers. Working hard is Laverty. Lost his footing at the crucial moment. The Roos support numbers come with Amory. Inboard, handball wasn't the best. Forrest is there for the Roos. So's Federico. Now the ball comes in short to Craven. Craven wants to bring it out to the broadcast side. You bloody beauty. White Eye 2 are the best name in football. Has time to stop and prop and use the left. It's a chiselling ball to Jackson Clark, true centre wing broadcast side.
He pops it down the line. Kick has a little bit too much on it for Richards. 2 roos against him, and in the end, Raymond Murphy runs it over the boundary line. Bobby, it's toing and froing, and tell you what, it's a little bit of everything at the moment in this first quarter.
I tell you what it is, it's ordinary.
To put it lightly.
Is that a pressure thing, Bob?
Yeah, I think it is. The defensive pressure from both sides is right up there, but yeah, there's kicks. That one there was no excuse for not hitting a target. It's missing by quite a while. So, they just need to settle. Need to settle. Take a deep breath.
Charlie Ross, hand pass it to Hayden, who fumbled. The Roos defence working hard, and we have a boundary throw in, 65 around from the Wangaratta Magpies goal, who lead 1-1-7 to Corowa 3 behinds. We've played 16 minutes in the opening term for A-grade oils and batteries. That's on the NZ Albury time clock.
Yeah, Bobby Jackson hit the nail on the head. Not a spectacle at all at the moment, but 7 inside 50s to Wang, 8 for Corowa at the moment on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Wangaratta have possession, Whiteside tour, onto Richards. Handball over the top was chopped out by Longmire. He went with a short one, trying to find Rouston, leaving it behind. And now on the boot of Harry Hewitt. Kicks up to half forward. Jackson Clark retreats by hand, finds its way to Roberts on senior debut for the Magpies. Was he tackled across the chalk or inside the field of play? Out of bounds. That will ball it up. So the umpire's going to bring this one about 10 metres in, I'd say. We've played 17 and a half minutes here for NZ. The Maggies lead 7-3. Here's a go for Hewitt, donning number 5 this year in season 2025 as Melville takes it across the boundary line for a restart. So just repeating the scores, it's been scrappy early. The Magpies 1-1-7, the Roos 3 behinds, thanks to Steelline Panda. We've still probably got about 7 or 8 minutes to go in the first term.
Certainly do. Looking forward to seeing this ruck battle all day between Richards and Knowles. Knowles won that one. Oh, beautiful kick inside 50. Playing in front with the big jukes is Xavier Laverty, who will line up for his second shot on goal, 35 metres out on a very slight angle.
Yeah, you polished that one there, Panda. That was a scruffy old kick, but Xavier was in front when he needed to be in front. And he's
played on, snap around the corner's good. He always looked like he wanted to do that, Xavier. Wasn't confident from the set shot. Played on, left foot snap around the corners, straight through for a Sunjan goal today. And the Magpies go to 2-1-13. Corowa-Rutherglen 3 behinds. That is on the Steel on Albury scoreboard.
Yeah, hopefully that's the fire starter for this contest. Has been a little bit down and out at the moment, but that's a good finish by Xavier Lavity. And Corowa-Rutherglen will just be a little bit frustrated with the territory. They've had 9 inside 50s this quarter and just haven't capitalised. They kicked 0 goals 3. And Wangaratta Magpies 2 goals 1-13. So they're looking good at the moment.
Certainly hasn't been pretty, but I just think the game might open up as we go a little bit further in the journey.
I think these 44 players will be happy they weren't playing at 30 degrees like the other guys today.
Oh, yeah, a little bit cooler. Today, nutmegged was Clark. Now left away for Clayton. He was dispossessed. Umpire said he had prior. So it's going to be a free kick here. Federico, inside forward 50, 2-on-1. Good mark sitting in the hole. Cody Shutt. Probably been one of Corowa's best to start proceedings here.
Him and Hanson.
In the first term for A-grade oils and batteries. He's going to go short. Finds his way to Josh Clayton.
First disposal.
On the 40-wing stat sheet, right foot kick is going to be an attacking one, dangerous. Butson's got some work to do, not much support there for the Roos. Into the centre of the ground, Knowles, he fumbled. Now the overlap's on for the Magpies. Barrett comes through, wrapped up in a Jaden Butson tackle. Free kick holding the ball, great pressure from Butson, the boy from Central's Trinity Beach.
He started this ball game really well, has Jaden Butson, like the look of him.
You don't mind that dangerous kick from Clayton into the middle, provided the pressure is there from his teammates when the ball hits the ground, and that was there, and they got the tackle and turn over the footy, so that was a risk worth taking.
Butson short to Scott, who's got a bit of grass in front of him. Kicks poor though, inside 50, it gets out the back. Here's Tilly. Kick across goals, a nervy one, sets Ellis a task. Ayres there to try and reef the ball off him. Forrest did well, on to Geordie Ayres, who snaps towards goal. Almost marking that one was Paddy Lavis. Here's Jed Longmire. Snap on goal for Corowa. Touched on the goal line. Well done by Aidan Tilley, the goalkeeper for the Wangaratta Magpies. And that's Corowa-Rutherglen's 4th behind. 4 plays 13 on the Steel Line scoreboard. We've played 20 minutes exactly for NZ Albury opening term.
Yeah, and they've gone inside forward 50 10 times Corowa for no major score. So that'll be a little bit concerned for Crezza at quarter time.
Really smart play there from Aidan Tilley. Ball was in dispute, no direct match-up. Try and get yourself in a position where you can impact the game. Saved a certain goal. As the Magpies bring it down the broadcast side wing. Bounce wasn't great. Up to the challenge there was Tweedale, but his handball wasn't the best. Feeds it backwards now. Federico overlapping handball finds Matty Hayden. No one to kick to. Will O'Keefe goes out wide to Lavity. Wants to find the booming left. Inside forward 50. Sits nicely for Tyler Roos. Dropped behind the play. Takes it out to the Ovens River side of the ground. Finds his former South Cairns Cutters teammate in Josh Clayton. Second game for the Roos. Of course, featured in the cameo last year. And Tyler's going to link up with Clayton once again. So Tyler Roos has it across half-back for Corowa.
So 13 plays 4 to the way of the Magpies. The only 2 goals of this game through Parker Heatley and Xavier Lavity. As the Roos try and bring it down the far wing. Kalen Bradke got 2 hands to it and just spilt the mark at the last minute at half forward. Way tied to her. Didn't dispose of that ball correctly. Roos win it back. Well done by Lavis. Good spin move out of traffic to kick it inside 50, and his teammate Finn Osborne took it over the boundary line. So once again, it is camped in the Roos attacking 50. A boundary throw in 40 around from their goal. Gus McLeod from McRae Motors. They would love a late one here in this opening term.
They certainly would. Seems it's a low-scoring encounter at Lavington as well, Panda. 14 plays 7 for Mr. Stokes Pool World. Lavington in front. Tweedale in the ruck. Goes towards the top of the square. Nice tackle from Osborne on. Feeding it back was Majanovic. Tilly's got some work to do. Gee, big clash there on the goal line. And rushed for a minor score. So a bit of a dispute there. Big contest and a little bit of a toe poke across the face for a minor score. 2-1-13 to the Roos. 5 behinds. Thanks to Steel Line. Great to have Trev Jones on board in 2025. Panda, the clock's ticking up towards the 23-minute mark for NZ.
Repeating wins to Albury over Yarrawonga Day by 5 points. The Rovers over North Albury by 26. And Myrtleford make light work of the Wodonga Raiders as Tilly with a big torpedo punt to a vacant forward half of the ground for the Magpies. Spills the way of Norton, who's pushed forward. Not sure he got a hand pass towards Clark. Not sure Clark dispossessed it well. Hanson swung around a tackle, got hands free. Ayres has to get rid of it. He's in trouble from a Federico tackle. Morton calmly hand passes to space. Here's Butston again. We'll get his stats soon. Bites off an aggressive kick in the middle of the ground. Could link up here for Paddy Lavis, who's got some serious wheels. Breaks free, kicks inside 50. Elite body and paint player of the day from the Roos. And McCarthy snuck forward and will line up for the Roos' 6th shot on goal.
Changing lanes there from the back half, Cora, very, very well there. And Paddy Lavis did the running from the fat side of the ground and to a 50-50, backed himself and got the footy, and he was nice and clean and hit the target beautifully. And it hasn't reached any high levels, but this could this could give Corowa a 2-point deficit leading into quarter time break.
He's got a lovely left foot, McCarthy.
He's your man, Panda.
He's my man. The Colac kid will line up from 45 out, 45-degree angle. He's not my man anymore. He's pushed to the near side. They've kicked a goal, Corowa-Rutherglen, but that's through behinds. 6 behinds to the Magpies, 2-1-13 on the Steel Line scoreboard. Frustrating opening term for the Roos. I love the look, Dan Vaccaro, of Paddy Lavis and also Jaden Butson.
Yeah, Jaden Butson's been fantastic. He's had 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, and Corowa just need to figure out a way to score.
I like Cam Barrett. He's my favourite, kicking it out to the broadcast side wing. Richard, second bite of the cherry. Umpire said it come off a different set of hands. In dispute in front of our broadcast position. Well done, Federico. Read the bounce of the ball onto Fraser Ellis. It's sitting nicely in the hole is Pat Lavis. He's going to attack the corridor. Finds Tyler Roos. Edge of the centre square. Roos wants to switch. Seems to be a theme of Corowa across the first term. Cody Shutt. Marks kicking dangerously. Well done, Rouston. He was equal to the challenge. On the left boot. Rouston inside forward 50. Tilly out in front. Took a nice strong mark. The forwards and the mids went on the same path there as the siren sounds for quarter time here at the Normins Oval. I can tell you right now, you won't package up too many highlights from that first term, but let's hope the game can open up after quarter time. The Magpies lead 2-1-13 to the Roos, 6 behinds on the Steel Line scoreboard. It's great to have your company on 1494 2AY. Super Saturday continues from the Normins Oval on O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and you're primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Shower screens and wardrobes over in Wodonga. Great to have them on board in 2025.
Thank you, Gussie. On the 40-wing stat sheet, the quarter's best. For Corowa, for mine, it was Jaden Butson. I thought he was really good. He had 7 disposals, but he got it in really dangerous areas. Looked to move through the corridor. I really liked his game. For Wangaratta, no one. Cam Barrett took the kick-ins and he got 6 disposals. I reckon he was called his best for mine. No other standouts for Wangaratta at the moment. Brad Melville, he's had the 5 disposals.
Lavity was all right.
Lavity was okay. Kicked a good snap and in a low-scoring affair, I guess. But can only get better from here, this contest, Gus. The stats winners, the inside 50 count, 14 Corowa to 11. That 14 inside 50s and couldn't register a major, which will greatly frustrate Darren Creswell at quarter time as well. Tyler Roos has been okay off halfback, 5 disposals. Joey Hanson, we're not taking his numbers, but he's been very prominent off halfback as well, Gussie.
He certainly has. We're about to cross to Bob Jackson, who's boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. He's just searching for someone to have a little chat to.
No,
plenty of options.
Got no one, mate. I was trying to chase down Pricey, but I've missed him in the traffic. But generally, the message from both coaches was to take a deep breath. And actually, I've just got Pricey here now. I'll just grab him quickly as he comes off.
You might have to do some walking and talking here, Bobby J. This will be at your best for the
Walk and
Newmarket
talk,
Hotel.
Pricey. What was the message there at quarter time?
Oh, look, our intensity at the footy's been really good. We've just got to keep at it, and our opportunities will come, and hopefully we can kick a little bit straighter, mate.
Thanks, Pricey. Thanks, mate. Walk and talk, boys.
Joel Price, boundary side, assistant coach of Corowa, with Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel. He's the mayor of Corowa, Dean Druce, walking past. He also owns the Whiskey Factory. One of the great men, Dean Druce.
I remember I spilt my bacon egg roll yolk right down my shirt when we did that outside broadcast there, Gussie. It was a travesty, but it was one of the great bacon egg burgers at the Corowa Whiskey Distillery.
He's a good man, Dean Druce. He'd be very happy to see a resurgence for the Roos. He'd be even happy if they can pick up a win. Just repeating the score, 2-1-13 to Corowa, 0-6-6. Here we go, pen to the second term for Jaco Albury-Wodonga.
Let's see if we improve a little bit here in this second quarter as Roos gets the first clearance, tumbles it to half forward. Tyler Norton's been really good for the Magpies, and they break away at halfback. Here's Richards with pace, pumps it long. It's a genuine one-on-one. Heatley up against Morton. Morton did really well. Spills the way of Melville. Did he get pushed in the back? Umpire says no. Thought he could have been a little stiff there from the shut tackle. And we're going to have a ball up 30 metres out, directly in front of the Maggies' goal.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stokes pull well, 20-7. Lavy lead the Dogs at quarter time. Well done by Clayton. On to Morton, now Tyler Roos. Wants to find the right boot, kicks down the line. Missed Bradkey. Got its way to Leslie, then to Geordie Ayres. Long kick, Darcy Hope made a good contest, kept the ball in front of him. Here's a go for Bradke. Overlapping was Leslie. Handballs forward. Now Caelan Bradke. 50 from home. Bending it back, but not bending it back enough. Another minor score for the Roos. 7 behind to the Magpies, 2-1 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Do you reckon you'd kick that, Pan?
No chance at all. I would have missed my right foot, I reckon. Bobby J, would you have nailed that?
Yes.
I would have slotted it as well for the record, boys.
Well, you are the Yakandanda under 14s leading goal kicker.
17s and second.
Let's just roll with 14s.
And the Wodonga 2's board man.
Correct. His list was good today. As two Magpie boys steal it from each other, they want the stat. They want the fantasy points. Aiden Tilley, look at that for a kick. Right bang smack in the middle of the Norm Inns Oval. Finds my man, the Preston Prince. We'll get to the Preston Prince soon. He's got a brand new slick of blue boots. Finds Laverty, who wheels around on the left foot. Open goal square, O'Keefe over his head and down over the boundary line. Had a little bit of mail come through.
Yep.
From an AFL executive. I won't name him.
I reckon I've got an inkling who it is.
Hello to you, Zach Guilfoyle, who's probably watching on the couch with his little boy Max. He got a brand new pair of blue boots, the Preston Prince, just for this game, and said he's out to dominate tonight.
Boundary throw in. Richards won the tap. Mitch Scott tried to find its way to the top of the goal square. Parker Heatley crumbing, soccering and goaling. He's kicked his second for the Magpies. Bit of a breakdown in communication for the Roos. And they move to 3-1-19 to the Roos, 0-7-7 CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Something from nothing there, Bobby, for the Newmarket.
Yeah, Heatley had limited opportunities last week with the game that they played in round one and kicked 3 goals. And he's going down that track again. He's only had limited opportunities. He's kicked the 2 goals straight up. So it's a good matchup there between Morton and Heatley. So that's one we've got to keep an eye on throughout the night. So Morton will have to be on his game.
Yeah, incredibly frustrating for Corowa. 2 inside 50s apiece for both teams and still didn't register a major, and Wang got up the other end and score.
Knowles and Richards go at it again like two bulls, and there's my man, the Preston Prince. Federico with a nice clearance out of the middle. Kicks to the far side. Wide-tied 2 are there for the Magpies. Forward hand pass to O'Keefe, who sells a little bit of candy and comes in board with a beauty. Finds Jackson Clark, 80 from home. Bullet towards Heatley, over his head. Where are the runners? Ball 10 metres out for the Magpies' goal. Body work by Riley Irvin. Sees it over the boundary line for a minor score. The Magpies 3-2-20 to Corowa-Rutherglen. 7 behinds. Yes, that's right, 7 behinds. We've played 3 minutes for NZ. Second term for Jaco.
Riley Irvin will kick in from fullback. Big thumping kick. Goes to a 2-on-1. Flying off the back was Aiden Tilley. He read it better than the lot. Kicking inside forward 50. Silver service. Hedden dropped an absolute sitter. Spills out now. Longmire shovels it. Umpires paid a throw. Bob Jackson, Newmarket Hotel. I think the Wangaratta boys found themselves in a state of shock there.
Yeah, not sure on that. The reaction of the players around sort of suggests that he may have thrown it. But, yeah. The pressure that the Wang... Will O'Keefe just strikes me as getting plenty of the footy nice and early in this quarter vacuum. Are you backing me up with any stats there, son?
I wish I could, Bobby, but I'm not.
Gee whiz.
So Harry Hewitt, like I said earlier, he's taken number 5. I think he was 36 last year. I'll be trading that in too. 40 metres out, slightest of angles. Harry Hewitt, right foot kick, looks good. And a bit of celebration to go with it. On the CMV truck and bus scoreboard, 4-2 plays 7 behinds. The Magpies lead the Roos.
Yeah, as I said, it's coming back to creep to haunt Darren Creswell at the moment. These behind 0 goals 7, and Wang Magpies are just capitalising at the moment, and that's a good finish by Harrison Hewitt. He's had the 6 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet for a goal as well. Alex Federico, the Preston Prince, he's up to 7 disposals. He has been really handy. And Wangaratta, 4 inside 50s this quarter, 15 for the game. Corowa, the 16 and no major.
26 plays 7, a 19-point buffer to the way of the Magpies, who have started really well in this second term. Knowles tumbles it forward with a clearance, a wonderful mark or a free kick, take your pick, to Jack Rouston. Griffith captain, an RFL Team of the Year member. Nice kick towards McCarthy, not able to mark. Hewitt, no look hand pass was cute and good. And there's a free kick here to Waitai Tua for a high. That's against Butson. So Waitai Tua on his left foot, far side. Waits for his charges to get back into attacking 50. Climbing the mountain was Parker Heatley. Not able to mark. Spills toward Melville. Shelling peas for the Pies. Dribbling finish from one of the classiest players in the Ovens and Murray, Melville. Fresh off 2 goals and 20 touches last week, and he's on the board tonight.
How good is it to see Squid Melville back in the O&M and playing some good footy? That was fantastic, front and centre. I think Corowa had too many blokes in the contest, too many players in the contest there, and as all good players do, front and centre, and get the rewards, as Squid did.
Starting to get a little bit ugly for Darren Creswell's Corowa now. 6 inside 50s for Wangaratta this quarter, and Squid Melville there getting his 6 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet and finishing with a really good goal.
CMV truck and bus scoreboard, 5-2-32 to the Roos, 7 behinds. Not without their chances. They're going to need to find the big stick soon. Richards took it out of the ruck and threw it on the boot. Someone's phone's ringing. Someone take the phone call. Might be the goal-kicking doctor. Free kick. Going to go the way of the Magpies.
That's a slab, isn't it?
I think so. I think it might have been Dougie up in the box. One of the better cameramen in the Ovens and Murray.
Still a slab.
It's still a slab indeed. I drink Carlton Dry. Happy with Carlton Dry, boys? I think so.
Very much
I'll
so.
take Carlton Dry.
Hard solos or White Claws? What do you reckon?
We'll
get them
settled down.
We'll get them from the
You're driving
Newmarket
home,
Hotel.
Bax. You're driving home,
We're
Bax.
not made of money.
Batten goes out wide. He finds Barrett. His numbers on the 40 wings, please, Dan Vaccaro.
Cam Barrett's about to have his 7th disposal.
Ball's at centre half back with the Magpies. Looking for Jasper Craven, centre wing broadcast side. Melksham mans the mark for the Roos. Best on ground last week was Jasper Craven. That kick was a half volley. Coming through is Ray Murphy. He handballs backwards. McCarthy wants to assess his options. Now he goes for a switch to centre half back. The ball's been marked by Paddy Lavis.
Showed some real glimpses in the opening term, did Paddy Lavis. Had some sort of year in the Hume League for CDHBU last year. Goes out wide with a high up and under, looking for Bradkey. Just let the ball bounce. Hewitt applied a good tackle on him, won the ball back as well and punted it 40 metres down the line into the lap of Parker Heatley, who's got a little bit of space for the Magpies. Kicks back inboard, bit of an interesting one. Tweedale dropped what he should have marked. Marjanovic kicks into the pocket, really good kick. Clark came out really hard, almost collected his Corowa teammate. Here's Heatley snapping and goaling. Parker's got 3 this week, all in the first half. He's on fire, so are the Pies. 38 plays 7, Bobby Jackson for the Newie.
Johnny on the spot. As we said earlier with the last goal that Parker kicked, he only needs half an opportunity to hit the scoreboard and put pressure on the opposition, and that was it again, front and centre. Beautiful receive, and the finishing skills are on show tonight.
Yeah, could be seeing an O&M star emerging here. Parker Heatley was good last week. He's even better tonight. And Wangaratta could be running away with this game very quickly here. 8 inside 50s for them, and they are looking very hard to stop at the moment.
60 goals last year in the Northern Footy League, and in a small congested competition, that's a fairly big amount of goals for young Parker, and he started well, 6 to date in the O&M. Free kick and a whistle. It's going to be against Darcy Melksham, I think, here for a hold, and the ball's going to be in the hands of Fraser Ellis. So the Magpies certainly adjusting and to this game a lot better than the Roos, and they're peppering the back 6 for Corowa. Nice mark out in front. Laverty, who's in front of Riley Irvin. 75 from home, the left footer Laverty. Dangerous looking kick. Now the ball goes back into the corridor. Handball was okay to Butson. Assessed the situation nicely. Got a little banana kick to Riley Irvin.
So the boy from Barellin in the the Farrell League. Hugs the boundary line. Darcy Hope with his big mitts takes it. Defensive side of the wing in the bright yellow boots. Not sure what stands out more, the boots or the tats. It's going to go long down the line to half forward. Big pack, Tilly. Big fist from the Roos. Spills away Ray Murphy. Went one-handed. Melksham got pushed off the footy. Longmire intercepts a Magpie hand pass. Breaks away with pace. Kicks to a teammate who's all on his own. It is McCarthy who's going to run in for Corowa-Rutherglen's first. You can't miss from there, Liam. Top of the goal square. And the Roos are on the board in 2025. Great play from Longmire, who finds McCarthy.
A little bit of reward for the pressure through the midfield. That's one thing you can't fault with Corowa at the moment, is the pressure around the ball, around the contest is up there. Just their finishing skills and executing when they have the football in hand. And that was a good passage to play. That's the best passage of the play for the day.
Yeah, that was fantastic work there, and a good finish by Liam McCarthy. And that's their first goal of the day. And very important, almost on a knife edge that game. You just felt if Wangaratta kicked the next goal, it could have gotten very ugly, but Corowa crawling one back there.
1-7, Gussie.
1-7 around the grounds, Mr. Stove's pool. We're a night game in the TDFL at quarter time. Kiwa lead Beechworth 21-7. Nighttime footy everywhere at local level across the northeastern border. And O&M live on 1494 2AY. Quick around the grounds for you from Lavington versus Wodonga. We'll get Panda to update us shortly.
28-7 for Mr. Stoves, Lavy way.
Inside 50, go the Magpies. Irvin didn't read that well. Morton slapped it to a bit of a contest. Big crunching tackle applied. The Roos ganged up on Brad Melville. And it looks to be Mitch Scott who's going to be the recipient. And I thought Brad Melville was a little bit slow to get up there, but using his expertise and presence to advantage just to slow things down a little bit. Right foot kick goes long down the line for the Roos. Hope flew, brought it front and centre. Murphy, Dusty Martin, don't argue from Raymond. The handball lacked a bit of polish. Tracking it now is Ross.
Raymond.
As it goes out of bounds. Now, Bobby, we were chatting for the Newmarket Hotel. You reckon that's one of the better names getting around?
Ray.
Everybody loves Raymond, hey, Gussie?
Well, he is a Raymond. So
correct.
Nice. The madman from Denny.
Boundary throw in, favouring the half of the Wangaratta Magpies. Richards, hand pass to Melksham. Up and under, torpedo punt, almost hit the moon. Comes down to Forrest, not able to mark. Grossman first back there for the Pies. Across half-back, Tilly just stepped through traffic like a fine wine, didn't he? He was fantastic. Comes out wide to Knowles. Good contest from Shutt, but he gave away a free kick, and Clark takes the advantage. Lowers the eyes inside 50. Where's Parker? Over his head. Brady Morton tracking him for coverage. O'Keefe onto Ross. Tries to keep the footy in. He does well. Heatley now just sees it over the line, and we'll have a throw in 5 metres around for the Magpies goal. They lead 38-13 on the C&V Trucker Bus scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro?
Yeah, they're still dominating the territory battle here. Wangaratta 11 inside 50s to only Corowa's 4 this quarter.
12.5 gone for NZ. Riley Irvin. I've liked the look of this guy today. Exits defensive 50 with a nice kick. Finds its way to Clayton for Corowa, looking for Hope. Hope and Grossman. Grossman and Hope. Hope prevails, sells a bit of candy, wants to find the right. 2-on-1 at the top of the goal square. Bradkey's got some work to do. Brought it front and centre. Amory kicked it out of mid-air. And that's sort of where it went, into the mid-air in the back of the car park here at the Norm Mins. Out of bounds on the full for a boundary throw-in. 6-2-38, the Magpies. 1-7-13, the Roos. C&V Truck and Bus scoreboard. Blake Panda Escott, thanks to Mick and the boys at McRae Motors.
So a free kick here to the Pies. It's Ryan Batten, who just looks a player. Played the 9 or 10 senior games over the last couple of years, and looks like he's going to play a lot of senior footy this year. Here's Tilly. Good kick, aggressive out of defence. Finds Jasper Craven, the best on ground from last week. Kicks ordinary though. It's been intercepted by Cody Shutt for the Roos.
We've mozzed him twice tonight.
We have on 2 occasions. Jasper won't like it. Shutt goes short to Roos. Former Rover teammates and South Cutter Cairns teammates. Roos kicks it into the pocket. KB with 2 to beat again. Not sure it's the right option. And after all that, we have a ball up a stalemate inside attacking 50. Looks like they've gone to Bradkey a couple of times. He's been double teamed. Bobby Jackson for the Newie.
Yeah, well, he's a big presence down there, and we spoke about that today with Lee Masters. Sometimes you don't need to go to your big bopper every time. There might be a free agent. And McCarthy's been floating through there a couple of times and been ignored. So there are other options.
So after all that, we'll ball it up in the same spot for the second time. Bradkey just trying to burrow his way through. Falls the way of Craven. Overlapping run from Clark. Free kick. I think he might have gone out of bounds.
He did.
Yep. The boundary umpire is going to call for it. I'm going to say 50 metres out from Roos goal. Dan Vaccaro, some 40-wing stats.
Well, I'll actually go around the ground, so Mr. Stokes pull well. Just in the AFL, Western Bulldogs 13-13-91 plays Brisbane Lions 14-8-92, and they were 39 points down in the first half as well.
Of course, all a part of gather rounds in the AFL. Back here live at the Norm Mins. Head over the football. Butson. Did he get taken high? Umpire said no. We'll ball it up once again. Between 50 and the square. 15 minutes gone for NZ. Here's the dulcet tones of Panda for McRae Motors.
Richards tried to feather it down to a rude teammate. The Magpies clear defence. Shutt left the footy behind. That's a really good tackle as Roberts was coming through traffic and was caught holding the ball by Rouston. So Jack, another left footer. Kicks towards Bradkey again. Out-muscled by Batten. Richards got crunched by 2 Roos. Tilly stepped through traffic. All this happening in the back pocket for the Magpies. Knowles pops it over the top to Richards. Good follow-up work. He bangs it down the line for the Pies. Playing in front there was Richards, working hard for a big ruckman. He shovels it back to Irvin, and he's going to penetrate for the Roos.
He's a big fullback, Riley Irvin, with a big thumping kick. That's no exception. Knowles tracking it backwards, did well, the big fella. On to Tilly, whose game I've liked today. Coming off the back was Craven. The boundary umpire on the Ovens River side of the ground's been a busy boy, Bobby J.
Certainly
throw
has.
it back into play for the Newmarket Hotel.
I've got a feeling we're guessing most of the time what's going on over that far side. They're playing just this side of the Hume Freeway.
So boundary throw-in in front of the C&V truck and bus, 38-13. Magpies over the Roos. Forrest won the tap for Corowa. Burrows his way through once again, tries to feed it out to Bradkey. Clayton dispossessed, umpire left the whistle away. He finds it now, and it's a hold, Bobby Jackson.
Yep.
On Josh Clayton, who's going to have a set shot 40 metres out, slide angle.
Free kick was certainly there. Just on KB, he's playing on Aiden Tilley, so he's got to realise that he's going to get the best defender each and every week. So he needs to find himself in the right spot to either be competitive or take his opponent out of the game. So he needs to to work out which way he's going to go tonight, because Aiden Tilley's he's damaging when he gets the footy as well.
Maybe Corowa need to look for some other options too. Darcy Hope, Tom Forrest, or this guy, Josh Clayton. Going to kick from 45 metres out. Looks to have not quite enough legs, top of the goal square. And Aiden Tilley, that man, a contender for the quarter's best thanks to C&L shower screens. Kick, put the Mozza on him, Panda Craven. Got some work to do, and Norton mops up across the back line.
Yeah, I don't know if he stubbed his toe, but it was an awful kick out of defence from Tilley, who's usually really safe with ball in hand. So is this guy, Grossman. Switches to Barrett. Big booming right foot kick. Clears defensive 50, far side. Here's Richards, liked his game. Hand passes to Federico. Short kick. They've moved this footy brilliantly. Down to the wing now. Jackson Clark, the co-captain. Fresh off 3 goals last week. Waits for Magpie numbers to get back in their attacking half. Oh, Tweedale with a elite body and paint mark of the day. The big ruckman flew so high. And he's already a big 200-centimetre boy. He's smiling. He's taken a specky.
It was the old double lifter, wasn't it? He sort of got the ride and then he went again. The big fella caught it on the way down. Fantastic mark. He needs to go back and convert. He doesn't look too confident. Blokes are running past for handball, so go back and back yourself, big fella.
I think he's just as surprised that he even took it. Big Joshua Tweedale.
Cody Shutt will like watching the replay. That one panned up. Step ladder.
The Joshua tree, as we call him. And the kick didn't match the effort.
It's a ruckman kick, that one.
We won't even get started with Bobby Jackson. Through for a minor score, 6-3-39 the Pies to Corowa-Rutherglen, 1-7-13. It's a 26-point margin, 18 played for NZ, second term for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga.
Bar the first sort of 6-7 minutes where Wangaratta dominated, this quarter's starting to even out a bit. Corowa have just got to find a way to hit the scoreboard, but the Magpies are relentless and look to be on the prowl once again. Richard stops and props. Wrapped up in a tackle, dispossessed. Umpire says, holding the ball. Free kick to Darcy Melksham. That's going to be Connor Leslie, who plays on for the Roos. Wants to find the right. Kicks inside 50. Good contest. Forrest brought it front and centre. Where are the crummers here for the Roos? Barrett's there for the Magpies. Handballs into a bit of traffic. Nice tackle applied by Liam McCarthy. It also looks slow to get up was Tom Forrest. And we'll ball it up 50 metres from Roos goal. Richards slapping it inside 50. Big tackle applied. Richards clears defensive lines, but hit the chest of Melksham. He wants to switch. Edge of the cricket pitch. Cody Shutt. Handball over the top. Kicking it to the top of the goal square was Tyler Roos. Darcy Hope. Front and centre. Handball was crumbs. Now it pins balls around. Longmire's there. Head over the footy. Amory wanted the link up. And super work from the Magpies back six, Panda. They've been relentless, not letting many entries come out to effectiveness.
19 minutes played here in this second quarter for Jaco. C&V truck and bus scoreboard, 26 in favour of the Magpies over the Roos. Longmire trying to bust his way through, not able to. Craven jams it on the boot outside defensive 50, but it's going to come straight back. Hanson puts it on the boot, kicks it to goal. McCarthy playing forward today. Trying to work hard. Melville does well out to Craven, working hard in defence. He clears it as far as he can. Parker Heatley overran the football, comes out towards Irvin. Ball in the middle of the ground. Was Shutt push in the back. Umpire says play on. Very scrappy at the moment. Comes away here of Laverty, and the Pies are away.
Laverty, handball missed the target. O'Keefe, handball's in space. A bit of hidden hope. Tapped backwards. Osborne for the Roos. Wrapped up in a massive Melville tackle. Umpires pinned him holding the footy. We spoke about it in our broadcast game today earlier, Yarrawonga versus Albury. As soon as you go the spin, the umpires are pinning it for holding the ball. Nice tackle from Squid. Melville, 75 from home, into the pocket, silver service, and Fraser Ellis marks 40 metres out, slide angle.
Yeah, Squid Melville, pure class. You know, you need to get the football into those sort of plays. On particularly on nights like tonight, where you know the conditions are a little bit scrappy. You know, these sort of fellas need to get the ball majority of the time. You know, Tyler Roos and Josh Clayton are starting to get the ball for the Corowa side, but Squid just seems to be a cut above at the moment.
Fraser Ellis, not normally a booming kick at the footy, but this one shouldn't test him for journey. 45-metre kick, strikes it nicely through the big sticks. Nice finish from Fraser Ellis. And as Bob Jackson said for the Newmarket Hotel, silver service via Squid Melville. On the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, the Magpies moved to 7-3, Corowa 1-7 here on OMFNL Live.
Yeah, I've loved his game. Squid Melville, 10 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, and he's kicked a major. He's getting the balls in dangerous areas as well, so he's looking really good. And Wangaratta are looking good. 13 inside 50s for them, 3 marks inside 50, and they're managing to hit the scoreboard as well with the 7 goals this game. So Wangaratta looking a cut above at the moment.
So that's their 7th. The Roos have only managed to kick 1 major themselves. Half-time not far away here in the second term for Jaco. Beautiful tap out the back from Nathan Richards to Longmire. Wonderful defensive mark on Osborne from Jet Roberts, the boy from Moyu, making his debut tonight for the Pies. On to Grossman. Runs to centre wing and pumps it as long as he can. Hayden, front posse, not able to mark. Going in here as well as Will O'Keefe. Sliding to ground. Roos want to see it out. They do. As Hanson grabs it out. It's a free kick.
Yeah.
Bobby, you got any idea?
Yeah, I think he was holding the man after the contest.
All right, thank you for picking up on that for the Newmarket Hotel, which will be pumping tonight. As Hanson kicks long down the line. Darcy Hope can fly. Richards tried to claim the mark. Umpire wasn't buying it at all. Here's Raymond Murphy weaving through traffic beautifully. Dribbles it down the line. Geordie Ayres set a task. Craven on him. Holding the ball, not sure he even really grabbed possession of it. Pretty stiff there, Geordie Ayres. And a free kick to Jasper Craven at half-back. Pies by 32.
I'm not going to say anything, but Jasper Craven has the football. And he's going to kick long down the line. We can't put a Moz on a kick like that. Big contest is going to form. Well done, Irvin. Got a little fist and impacted the contest. Hanson went underground, missed the target. Leslie tries to toe poke it dangerously into the middle of the ground. Longmire got some work to do. 2-on-1. Well done, Alice, for the Wangaratta Magpies. They grubber it inside forward 50. Tracking this one back is Roos. Head over the footy. Well done, Scott. Now shut. Raking handball. Leslie got to get rid of it. Did so. Into the lap of Hewitt. Kick was smothered. Laverty on the left. Gee, I thought it looked pretty good off the boot, but it missed. The forward line pressure from the Magpies, Bob Jackson, Newmarket Hotel, they're relentless.
They're relying on that front half pressure to create shots on goal. You know, they've had 11 shots on goal for the game, which is not a bad total considering the standard of game that's being played through the middle.
We'll go around the ground soon for Evolution Roofing and find out what's happening between David Winks, Brisbane Lions, who's with us in the box today, up against the Western Bulldogs, and the Lavington-Wodonga game as well. There's a man down on the far side for the Wangaratta Magpies, trying to figure out to be okay.
29 plays 16, Lavington over the Bulldogs, Panda.
All thanks to Mr. Stowes Poolwell. So 46 plays 13. 33-point margin to the way of the Pies. Short kick finds Ellis, the last goal kicker. Had a really good year last year before missing a few games late with injury. Bullet pass into the pocket, getting 2 hands to it was Heatley. Tries to go with a second effort. Cody Shutt sees it over the boundary line as Heatley just tried to wrestle him and then caressed him in the end. He's got a bit of sizzle, does our man Parker Heatley, and a boundary throw in. 5 metres around from the Pies goal.
25 gone for NZ Albury in the second term. A bit of argy-bargy off the play here. Umpire's still going to throw it back into play. Feeding it to the back of the contest. Federico pirouettes. Handball's trying to find Melville. Longmire got him in a tackle. Now falls the way of Leslie. Exiting defensive 50, puts it out to the advantage of Hope. Second bite of the cherry, he marks the yellow Sharon across half back. Darts one back inboard, Leslie, that's a 1-2 from Hope and Leslie. He's worked his way into this game nicely as Connor. Got a short option. He's got Tyler Roos. His numbers thanks to 40 Winks.
Yeah, Tyler Roos is about to have his ninth disposal on the 40 Winks stat sheet.
Spent the first term, I think, at half back, it looks like, and now he's on the ball for Corowa. Leslie. Not many options present. They're going to want him to go long down the line, Wangaratta. It's a chiselling ball to Murphy. Works out okay. Inside 50. Goes Rouston. Need to find an option, but uncontested was Aiden Tilley. Not on the same page was Bradkey and Rouston. And the Magpies have it deep in defensive 50 for McRae Motors.
Yeah, it wasn't a good kick from Rouston, was it, Bobby Jackson? Nowhere near to the advantage of a teammate.
No, he needed to take a little bit more time. He had a bit more space than what he originally thought.
Long down the line go the Pies. Knowlesy playing in front of Big Richo. Takes a mark on centre wing. It's been good in the first couple of weeks, as Knowlesy liked his game today as well. Looks super fit. I think he's coaching the thirds this year.
Had a good win to kickstart the campaign, did the thirds.
Absolutely. Richards down to Melville. Is he going to try and over-torp? He is. He's going to try and torp this ball. 90 metres is Squid Melville. I tell you what, he gets onto it okay. Lands about 30 out. And nowhere near it from Squid, but I like the optimism. Siren sounds to end an entertaining second quarter. It certainly started to pile on in terms of goals, but the Pies are in front by 33 points. They have a foothold over the Corowa-Rutherglen Football Club at the moment. 7-4-46 to Corowa, 1-7-13. Our halftime show on the other side of this. Stay with us on O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
And we're under the lights tonight with my great friend Bobby Jackson here. He's doing some great work on the boundary, and it's a pretty interesting affair at the moment. Wangaratta Magpies 7-4-46 leads Corowa-Rutherglen 1-7-13 at the main break. And we'll just quickly go through the goal kickers for both teams. Wang Magpies, big Parker Heatley, I love his work, 2 goals. Fraser Ellis has kicked the 1. Squid Melville 1, he's been fantastic. Xavier Lavity has kicked the 1, and big Tweedale has kicked 1. And for Corowa, it is big Darcy Hope, Jed Longmire's kicked the 1, and Connor Leslie's kicked 1. Bradkey has kicked the 1 goal as well, and McCarthy 1 goal. Bobby, it hasn't been...
What game are you watching? Corowa's only kicked the 1 goal.
Well, someone... the behinds. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
I'm thinking, gee, have I missed something?
Next time you do the goals.
It's been a long day, mate.
There's been a lot of points, and I started reading the points.
It's been a long
Bobby
day.
Jackson, it hasn't been the spectacle we've been hoping for. No. They must be incredibly frustrated, Corowa-Rutherglen.
They have to be. They had I'd love to see. I can't wait to see the Premier Data stats on Monday to see the weight of possession in the game last week where the two Wang sides played each other. Wang Magpies were beaten in every aspect of the game stats-wise, but still come away with the win. So that tells me that they're not wasteful with the ball and they're more efficient when they get it. And then they're happy for the opposition to have the ball because they're relying on their pressure, which their pressure is through the roof. It'll be interesting to see what the tackle counts are at the moment because it's a highly defensive, not a very skillful game. If we're going to be brutally honest, so that means the tackles and the contested work is going to be very, very high. But the 4 goals in 10 minutes to open that quarter really cracked the game open, and that's pretty much the difference as we sit right now with Magpies having 11 shots on goals to Corowa's 8, so they'll be ruining every opportunity that they get. And I just passed a couple of gentlemen on my way up here, and that was the general consensus of their conversation. Is if we kicked a couple more goals, then all of a sudden it's a different ball game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. If you put your coaching hat on, we've just talked about the Corowa-Rutherglen side, but half time in the Wangaratta Magpies change rooms, what are you saying if you're the coach of Wang?
Coach of Wang, I'd be praising the defensive pressure and the defensive work that their back six are doing. I'd be asking for a little bit more polish going forward. Lavity seems to be finding some space. Heatley only needs half an opportunity, so the better delivery going into that forward 50 zone would be what they're looking for. And the same could be said about the Corowa. They just need to be cleaner when they've got the football. KB's getting caught in the wrong spots. He's got Aiden Tilley, but we expect bigger things from KB. And whether it's just a first up run together sort of thing, or he's just getting caught on the wrong side of the contest. Aiden Tilley's played him perfectly a few times, just putting him on the wrong side of the ball coming in and made it hard for him. So I'll be asking for a little bit from KB and a little bit from Darcy Hope as well.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head in that second quarter where KB's either got to be half competitive in the contest or he's got to take Aiden Tilley out of the game completely. So he's got to almost play that selfless role. It's a really hard thing to do as a young forward, but that's probably one way he's got to look at it as well.
Aiden Tilley's a super player. He won the best and fairest for Wangaratta Magpies last year, and he deserves his dues. And you can't be going into these sort of games, and particularly KB. He's going to get attention every week.
Yep.
If he hasn't got Aiden Tiller this week. He's got one of the Conlon boys when they play Albury, and you can work your way through the number one defensive teams.
Tom Boyd for Rovers,
exactly.
your man.
He's got to get used to it, and he will. He's a quality player, and I've got no doubt that he'll tear games to shreds over the season. But this is a the old saying: you don't have a bad game, you have a bad moment. So he needs to turn this around, and he could. If they get the same amount of entries into the forward 50 as they did in the first half, they're well and truly in the game and convert.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That's the voice of Bob Jackson on the boundary for the Newmarket Hotel. And we'll just run through some scores today and tonight around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Poolwell. The other game we did today at Bunton Park, North Albury, 6-9-45. Went down to Wangaratta Rovers, 10-11-71. And at the Birralee Park today, it was Wodonga Raiders, 7-6-48. Got a bit of a free lesson from Myrtleford, 18-13-121. They're going to be one of the stories of the year, Myrtleford, by the looks of it. Albury and a nail bites at 13-12-90 to Yarrawonga, 85. And then here tonight we've got the other game and the other Lavington and Wodonga game. I can't see a score at the moment, which we'll chase for you after the break. But that will be just about a wrap up, I reckon, for the Elders halftime show. And we'll be back after this on O&M Live, where you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The Athlete's Foot. Fit for every run.
Show, but I reckon there was a bit of an ulterior motive going on in the background here. Was this because you wanted to bring out the Dan's 5 again?
Look, I'll happily bring it out again if we want to hear it. It's a pretty good list.
It's a pretty good list. I'm keen to hear it.
So just inform the listeners of what this is again.
Okay. Panda's a bit grumpy tonight, isn't he?
Oh, it's a big day for old Pandy.
The umpires aren't even out on the ground, Dan.
They are, mate. Technically,
now they are.
They are.
So Dan's list, Dan comes up with a new topic each and every single week about something to do with the Ovens and Murray. We've stolen it from Brownie's top 5 on Triple M. Dan, your list today, your top 5 was top 5 O&M products that have played AFL.
Correct.
There was framework and guidelines around it. It has to be in the AFL era. And they can't be a Brendan Favola, so they can't be AFL to the O&M. It has to be O&M to AFL. Really quickly, who was your top 5?
Correct. So number 5, Jack Zabel from Wodonga Bulldogs. He was a fantastic footballer. 280 games for North Melbourne. Jack Crisp, premiership player, 2-time BNF. 237 consecutive games.
How far
Bobby
off
Jackson.
is he from breaking the Jimmy Steins' record?
7 games.
7 games. There you go.
Brett Kirk, number 3, one of the all-time taggers, 241 games. 2 BNS for Sydney, an All-Australian and a captain and a premiership player. Number 2, the G-Train, Fraser Garrick, played for Wodonga Raiders. He kicked 549 goals. He kicked 100 goals in a season as well. And number 1, by the length of Flemington, is Stevie Johnson. Came from Wang, Geelong, GWS, 516 goals, 293 games, 3-time premiership player. 3-time All-Australian, Norm Smith medalist, Gussie.
Anyone stiff to miss, Gussie?
Maybe that bloke that won 3 Sandovers, 3 Brownlows, AFL Team of the Century.
Hayden Bunton.
You didn't listen to the guidelines, Gussie. AFL era. Not the VFL.
You know what I think was really stiff?
So you had a slight differentiating to Scotty Montgomery. Scotty Montgomery was more of a historical.
That's why Monty doesn't do the list, and I do.
You know who I think was really stiff, Bobby J, as well?
Yeah.
You'll know this man. He played in 3 premierships for Brisbane, and him and John O'Brien formed one of the great 1-2 punches.
Bradshaw, yes.
Bradshaw.
They playing 3 of them or 2 of them?
Don't really remember him.
Maybe
not in the
2.
list.
He played 2,
but over 500 goals and a 2-time premiership player, over 200 games.
Yeah.
Cue the Karens and the Darrens and the Sharons. They can queue up.
John O'Brien carried that partnership, those two. So
I'll tell you what, it does just back up the fact, and we brought it out on the Saturday scorecard today.
Yes.
The Ovens and Murray Football League, and probably, you throw a bit of a radius around it, has to be the best breeding ground for for AFL players outside of the capital cities. We're seeing it firsthand at present at AFL level. Guys like Riley Bias, Connor O'Sullivan, really starting to line it up. Aidan Johnson, you got Joe Berry, Joe Richards, amongst a lot of the already stalwarts of the competition from this part of the ground, this part of the competition. So it's a really good breeding ground. And I don't mind that top 5 from you, Vax.
Not bad.
Thanks, Gussie. And the other big names as well. Daniel Cross didn't make it. Big Justin Kajitsky. Joel Smith from Yarrawonga, All-Australian, 200 games as well for Hawthorn and St Kilda.
There you go.
So some good players.
Around the grounds, Panda, thanks to our friends at Mr. Stove's Pool World. You've got some updates in the other night games.
Lavington 5-5-35, leading Wodonga 2-4-16. In the other games played today, there's been 3 games full-time at Button Park. North Albury 6-9-45 to the Rovers 10-11-71. And there's going to be a big watch out of this game for North Albury, Dan. We're at that game today. 2 players who have gone down with what looks like pretty long-term injuries, one of those being the Doug String medalist and Josh Minogue.
Yeah, Josh Minogue looks like he's done something to his correct me if I pronounce this wrong, scaffold.
Scaphoid.
His
wrist.
in the thumb or wrist section there. So he looks like he could be out for a period of time. Patrick Stowe does some of his great work for North Albury. Wasn't really confident about that outcome. And Pope as well for North Albury. Looks like he's done something to his meniscus, Gussie.
3 goals to Nathan Cooper and 2 to Murphy and Broomhead, 2 to Christie, 2 to Thompson in that one. Myrtleford big winners over the Raiders, 121 to 48 in that game. And also Albury 13-12-90 over Yarrawonga 12-13-85. That rivalry between the two great rivals just gets better and better.
Just on the Lavington-Wodonga game, quickly, Bob Jackson, Newmarket Hotel. We will cross boundary side to you. I'm going to try and catch up with one of the coaching staff from the Wangaratta Magpies.
Yeah, I've got Buff Carmody here, boys, assistant coach. I tried getting him before the break. He was a bit sheepish, but that 4 goals to open up that second quarter really opened up the game for you guys.
Yeah, it did, and we probably weren't overly happy with how we played in the first quarter, and they were good in the first quarter. They probably should have been in front of the game, so yeah, we just had to tighten up a few little things and just make sure we give our forwards a good look at it, because we do look dangerous forward.
It's good to have Squid Melville back up and running on top of the ground.
Oh, definitely, and him and Jacko, missed a lot of footy, so having them two up and going helps a lot. So yeah, it's been good.
Aidan Tilley has done a good job on Big KB down back as well.
Yeah, he's a very good player, as you know. So. And he's kicking the ball well tonight. He didn't have a great kicking day last week, so as we reminded him, but he's kicking the ball well tonight as well.
Thanks, Buff. All the best, mate. Thank you.
Bobby Jackson just setting the standard on O&M Live. So, Scott Montgomery, if you're watching, listening, Dan Vaccaro today as well, who was on the boundary, that is what we expect live in-game on O&M Live, don't we, Gus McLeod?
He's doing some very good work. And, Dan, I believe you've got some updates coming from the Lavington and Wodonga Bulldogs game as well.
Well, Billy Glanville and Mark Sheather are putting on a clinic in the midfield for Lavington by all reports as well. Former AFL Swans player Sheather as well. So it looks like they are dominating that contest, and I'll get a score for you momentarily.
So, Panda, we're just waiting for the spectators on the far side of the ground to spurt off the venue. Umpire holds the Sherrin aloft, and the third term for Wiesners is underway.
46 plays 13. Magpies lead the Roos. Only 1 goal in that opening half for Corowa-Rutherglen. Not without their chances, though. 8 scoring shots to 11, and they've kicked 1 goal, 7. Hopefully, with their kicking boots on in this second half. Secondary ball up, Roos. Beautiful roving. Just had a hand pass, but it was intercepted by Hewitt, who jammed it on the boot all in one motion. Laverty going to be first there. Went one-handed and then jumped over the footy. Umpire says, give it to me. And we have a ball up 30 out from the Wangaratta Magpies goal. They'll kick 7 in this round 1 contest. Longmire up against Hewitt. Good battle between 2 good young guns. The Preston Prince does well to evade traffic. Retreats to Ellis. Off a step back in attack they go, the Magpies. Oh, Heatley! What a mark that is. An elite body and paint mark of the day. He's got some sizzle, this man. And Parker will line up for goal number 4.
He's going to light this competition up, this fella. He's just got something about him, that X factor. The small, he's not the massive, tall key forward. He's just one of those dynamic, dangerous, mid-sized type. And being a left footer just gives him that little bit of sizzle and a little bit of riz.
Riz. That's what the young ones say, Bobby. What are you doing rolling that sort of stuff out?
I just roll the punches, baby.
I like it. So Parker to kick his 4th and a dream start for the Pies in the second half. Oh, I love Parker. He's on fire for the Pies. A wonderful hanger, a great finish. And the Magpies boot their 8th. 8-4-52 to the Roos, 1-7-13 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
He looks fantastic, Parker Heatley, and Panda's just confessed his love for him on air as well. So he's one of the better players, and he could take this competition by storm. And just around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's pool world as well, we're getting a score update for the Lavington Sports Ground. Lavington 5-5-35 plays Wodonga Bulldogs 2-4-16.
Another nighttime fixture in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. I'll get an update for you in the Beechworth versus Kiwa game shortly. Game high lead of 39 points here to the Magpies. Richards took it out of the ruck and went for a grubber soccer kick along the turf. Craven off half back, finds Big Nosey. That was smothered by McCarthy. Now the ball's in the hands of Roos for Corowa. Inside forward 50, Darcy Hope had 2 to beat. Neutralised the contest. Elijah Amory, I should say, spins around. Bradkey, top of the goal square, keeps it alive, and then taps it through for a minor score. I think we'll put that one down as a Elijah Amory missed shot on goal. And Corowa Panda moved to 1-8-14 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The Magpies 8-4.
Not happy reading from an accuracy perspective. We'll harp on it for a while for Corowa-Rutherglen. as Cam Barrett just waltzes out of the goal square. Long down the line, Laverty just completely misread the footy. Brady Morton shovels it to his left. McCarthy, likewise on his left, pumps a high one into attack. Hope overran the football. Batten sweeping hand pass to Clark, and here come the Pies again. They link up by hand. Wide tie tool with a beautiful left foot kick. Finds a teammate in Parker Heatley on the far wing. Fends off Cody Shut with ease. Right foot kick this time, looking for Hayden over his head. Roos defence has to do a little bit of work. Mitch Scott onto Irvin. Right foot kick, hangs a long time in the air for Shut. Magpies get there in numbers. Shut gets it back. Left foot kick inboard, finds Hansen, and he breaks away for the Roos.
Streaming through the corridor as Hansen wants to find Bradkey. Good mitts out in front. Edge of the cricket wicket. Inside 50. Quick ball movement. And he finds Paddy Lavis. Wants to play on. Pickle Rick, they call him. Top of the goal square. Corowa get their second. Elite body and paint play of the day. All started by Joey Hansen. And Paddy Lavis kicks the second for the Roos. Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newey.
Pickle Rick, I like it. He just took the mark and rolled onto his right foot and backed himself and hit it sweetly. And as soon as it hit the boot, he knew exactly where it was going. So that was a fantastic transition of play. Led by Joe Hansen off half-back, who created a bit of run, hit KB up. Now he just needs a little bit of space, as the delivery's got to be spot on and he'll do some damage. So that was some really good ball movement that should give the Corowa Footy Club a bit of hope moving forward.
Yeah, good start for Corowa. 5 inside 50s for them already in this contest on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Overall inside 50s, Dan, for the game?
Yes, 29 to Corowa and 28 to Wangaratta.
So they've had their fair share. That's what we keep saying. A couple of those early ones go through and they're in this ball game. Back to 33 points. Longmire, chiseling kick into the channel, looking for a teammate in Geordie Ayres, but is intercepted by Barrett. He goes out wide, finds Harry Hewitt. Like the look of this kid as well. Reckon he could explode this year.
Should have given him number 5 earlier, Panda.
Yep, absolutely. He did represent Vic Country as a young kid, and just think he has what it takes. Goes short, finds Federico, the Preston Prince. Just looking for his options forward of field. None that he likes. So he goes inboard. Oh, look at that. Finds a teammate with ease in Jackson Clark just to break down defensively for Corowa-Rutherglen. And here come the Pies. Inside 50. Beautiful kick. Finds Squid Melville, who has pushed forward on a number of occasions today, and he will line up directly in front, 50 out. You there, Bobby?
Yes, mate. Sorry, I was just watching the rotations here for Corowa, just seeing what they're up, because Kreza's coaching from the boundary, and he's very instructive with his team and letting them know and educating them when they come on and off the ground. So, sorry, boys, I just was a little bit distracted there as Squid lines up.
He's too busy celebrating Carlton's one and only win for the year.
Please.
Our man, Bobby J. So, Squid Melville already got 1. Make it 2. Put it in the book, says Squid Melville. It's a Sunjan goal that A contender. Margin back out to 38. 58 plays 20 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. That's his second, Dan.
Yeah, really professional performance this by Wangaratta, and that is his second, Brad Melville. He's had 13 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Probably been one of the best for mine, Panda, at the moment. So he's just a class above, and I think Wangaratta are just a class above at the moment.
The thing I really liked about that passage of play was Alex Federico's kick. Normally the temptation is to blaze and just bump it long down the line, but he took his full 20 seconds, found an option in Jackson Clark, and he linked up with Brad Melville. Federico, Clark, Melville. Pretty good synergy if you ask me. Back in the centre, right on cue. One of them's Jackson Clark, and he comes out wide to Ellis. Evades one on the edge of the centre square. On the Heatley lead, brought it front and centre. Well done, Federico, evaded one. Handballs to Craven. Needs a nice bounce. I reckon the umpire got in his tracks. Trying to keep it alive is Craven once again. Head over the football, Federico, but he took it out of bounds. Went across the face regardless, and it's a boundary throw-in.
Nice little 1-2 punch there, Federico and Melville, aren't they? They work well together. They're working in unison. They're at the coalface. Keep them fit for majority of the year, and they'll be a pretty dynamic duo through the midfield.
Got Dan Sharrock to add back into the equation as well. Panda, good problems to have at the selection table later for the Pies.
Absolutely. Boundary throw in. Deep into attack here for the Pies. Clark intercepts a Corowa. Hand pass. Hansen. His hand pass was smothered by Laverty. Shoots it out wide to Hayden. He might set sail for goal. Unselfishly checks his kick at the last minute. And Parker Heatley will line up for goal number 5. He'll run around here and do the snapperoo. Will Parker Heatley. He's playing some sort of game. Really unselfish kick from Matty Hayden, who could have blazed away. He runs around, casual as you like, and misses. Pump you up, Parker, and you do that to me. He's got 4-1. The Pies lead by 39 points. Bobby Jackson for the Newey.
Yeah, this game's it's gone up a little bit of a notch in regards to the skill level. It's a bit more of a cleaner start to this second half. You can see Cora's intensity around the contest is lifted as well.
So from full back, it's going to be Liam McCarthy, who opts to go by hands. Bounce worked okay for Hanson. Long down the line, Darcy hopes the target. And a big golden fist. Smashing it out of bounds, the Wangaratta Magpies via Jackson Clark.
What was Monty doing with a ball in hand in the commentary
come
box today?
into the box today.
You're kidding me?
He took it clean off the mark. I was doing some around the ground to Mr. Stowe's pool world. It almost knocked me out. A genuine 40 winks disposal in the commentary box from Scott Montgomery. The man who can do it all. Here's Majanovic on the left boot, inside 50. Well done, Shutt. Got a fingertip on it. Well done, Irvin, up against Parker Heatley. Really good battle from those two. Falls out now. Liam McCarthy, you're going to evade some defensive pressure and stream down the wing. Finds his trusty left boot. Long down the line, but Aidan Tilley has plucked out 3 or 4 intercept marks per quarter, and he chiseled one inboard. Finds a teammate in Squid Melville.
Hanson was really lucky not to give away a 50 there for knocking the ball out of Melville's hands. Richards goes short here to Marjanovic. Has a teammate in front of him, O'Keefe. Shovels it back to Ellis. Good crunching tackle from Bradkey. Had to be holding the ball. Umpire says play on. The Roos win it back and edge it forward. Clean bowl, Darcy Hope at half forward. Tommy Forrest playing forward, goes in hard. Richards does well, helping out his defence. Left-hand hand pass finds Roberts. They link up beautifully. Ellis breaks the tackle. Ball on centre wing, shows a bit of candy. His kick was poor. It's been intercepted by the Roos, and they bite off an aggressive one in the middle of the ground.
Clayton got it on the second bite of the cherry. Nice little handball. Finds Osborne chipping into Pat Lavis. And Lavis has shown the distance from 45 metres won't trouble him. He's directly in front, Bob Jackson, looking for his second.
Yeah, it was nice movement through the centre. The Roos bit off a little bit through the middle and got the reward. You know, they hit the centre corridor and opened up the forward 50, and young Lavis has got a nice shot on goal. And as you said, distance shouldn't be an issue. He gives the ball a nice ride, so I'd like to think he'll get the job done here.
Not many tools on the goal line here for Corowa. It was an issue earlier on. Looks like they're going to back in Paddy Lavis for distance and accuracy. Beautiful kick of the Sharon from Pickle Rick. He's got 2. And Corowa, they kick up their third. On the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, 9-9, plays 3-8 in the 10.5-minute mark for NZ.
Yeah, that was a fantastic finish by big Paddy Lavis. Pickle Rick, that was a really good finish, and he's putting together some game as well. Corowa 8 inside 50s this quarter to Wangaratta's 8, so it's an even affair at the moment. Tyler Roos, he's at 13 for the day, along with Josh Clayton. He's only had the 8. Liam McCarthy as well with the 10 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
I'd love to know where the Pickle Ricks come from, because I really rate it. And I rate his football ability as well. 2 big long bombs from Paddy. Going in here was Osborne, shovels it out to McCarthy. He's shown he's got some speed. He's taken a bounce. Left foot kick from 60. Vacant goal square. Punching from behind there was Hope. Was caught out the back. Norton does well. Always calm under traffic. Wide tie 2 has got a problem. Evades the Melksham tackle. He had to stick that. Exits defensive 50. Out to the far Ovens River side of the ground. Osborne's first there for the Roos. Keeps the foot in. Wants to find a teammate. Not a good kick. Federico the first there, and the Pies are away through Squid Melville.
Melville, overlapping run comes via O'Keefe. Wants to come inboard. Federico for the Wangaratta Magpies on the right boot. Inside 50, half volley. Parker Heatley on his non-preferred. Inboard to Richards.
See, that'd be disappointing.
Richards plays on unselfishly. Top of the goal square, finds Harry Hewitt.
Sorry, Gus. That'd be disappointing for the coaching staff at Corowa. The tackle had to be stuck down there, as you boys said upstairs. If you made that tackle, it's a stoppage, it's a reset, it's a restart. Instead, Wangaratta got some clean footy down the far side, and now they're having a shot on goal. So that'd be a little bit disappointing.
Whilst it would be disappointing for Corowa, on the flip side of the coin, the Wangaratta Magpies would be delighted with guys like Whiteside Tour and these young kids showing composure in crucial moments like that. And now another player who's stepping up this season, Harry Hewitt, looking to kick another goal for the Wangaratta Magpies and 2 for himself. It looks to be to the left, and it's going to stay there. Minor score. Wangaratta 9-6-60 to Corowa-Rutherglen 3-8-25. Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The kick-in duties from full-back with Cody Shutt.
What do you got for us, Dan Vaccaro? A bit quiet over there, 40 Winks.
Yeah, well, it is really even at the moment, Panda. 9 inside 50s each for both teams, so they're both getting it in their 50. However, the chances have been taken by Wang over this game, and some good players. Brad Melville, he's had 15 and 2 goals on the 40 Wing stat sheet.
Marjanovic marks this footy all alone, checks his kick to Clark in the leading lane, directly in front. He will line up Jackson Clark, the co-captain, at the 13th minute mark. That looked a little bit too easy, Bobby J.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that effort over the far side there. They're just slipping away with some basic fundamentals here at the moment, Coral. They just need to sharpen up a little bit before it gets right out of hand.
It was the kick in, and when you turn the footy over in a dangerous spot across half back, you leave your defence exposed. And Jackson Clark lining up for his first major of the day, directly in front, kicks out to the right, and it's through for a minor. Couple of missed opportunities for the Magpies. 9-7-61 to Corowa-Rutherglen, 3-8-26. We're doing that all thanks to Jeff and the crew at Inspirations Paint. Get around Jeffy too, Gussie. He's doing the Dancing with the Stars of the Border this year as well and raising funds for cancer.
Now, Jeffy's many things. He's a very good man, knows his paint. Don't know what he's like on the dance floor. From full back, it's McCarthy. Takes a bounce and wants to attack the corridor, wanting to find Big Bradkey. Good jukes out in front. Got a good piece of it. Crumbs nicely as the ball finds its way to Ayres. Little dinky kick onto Leslie. Now onto Clayton, inside 50. Hope's got the sit. Needs to find an option. Waited a little bit too long, did Big Das. Head over the footy. Handball to Lavis. Wrapped up in a really nice bat and tackle. And the Magpies survive a scare. Will ball the footy up 40 metres out from goal. We might have a blood rule here, I reckon, as the umpire blows the whistle. Or is he just calling time off? He is. So Batten, he might have copped a whack there. The umpire's going to call for the footy back and time off.
He's struggling to walk, Ryan Batten, Gussie.
He might have got studs in the back of the calf or something of the likes. It was a big contest, a few big boys involved. Bobby Jackson for the New Year track it. As we restart proceedings, exiting D50 was Harry Hewitt from a standing start position, I should say. Gains 40 metres and goes out of bounds, true centre wing, Ovens River side. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel. He looks to be in a bit of discomfort, does Ryan Batten.
I think he's copped a knock to the right knee by looks of it. Yeah, he's not in a good way, so he's struggling to put a bit of weight on that right leg. So the pink mafia there helping him. The trainers decked out in pink this year, so they're having a look at him.
So Harry Hewitt linking up by hand to Jackson Clark with pace through the middle of the ground. Kicks it towards Heatley. Got two hands to it. Riley Irvin tracking him. Charlie Ross goes by hand to Richards, who pumps the Pies back into attack. Shut. Bravely got two hands to that. Has to be paid the mark. He does in defence. The Roos can steady a little bit here through Cody Shutt. They trail, though, by 35 points, 61-26. 15 played in this third quarter. That's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Poor kick from Shutt. Turnover. Parker Heatley off a standing start. It's a torpedo wobbling kick, and it's hit the top of the post. He can do it all, Parker. That was off a step from 45, and it's through for a minor score. He's got 4-2 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. 62-26. Gus McLeod from McRae Motors.
Dan Vaccaro, some Mr. Stoves.
Yeah, around the grounds for Mr. Stoves pool. At half time of the game in Beechworth in Selangor League, Beechworth 8 plays Keywood Sandy Creek 34, so a bit of a one-sided affair.
Poor kick from McCarthy off full back, but it works out okay. At centre wing, Lavis. The umpire said he took it out of bounds. Boundary throw in, true centre wing out of side. Speaking of 40 wing stats, what's happening on the stat sheet, Dan Vaccaro?
Yeah, well, it's the big names for Magpies that are getting busy this quarter. Jackson Clark's had the 6 disposals, Alex Federico 6, and Brad Melville's had the 5 and a goal already. So they're big names getting involved.
17 gone for NZ here in the third term. Whistle. Umpire's going to find a free kick for the Magpies. In the hands of Jackson Clark. His numbers.
16 he's about to have, Gussie.
Playing a really good leaders game. Every time he touches the footy, something happens for Wangaratta. Kicks to half forward. Federico's the target. McCarthy mopped up the crumbs for Corowa. Handball was a bit hot for Melksham, who regathers the footy. On the right boot, long down the line, sitting in the hole nicely. Chopped out by Roberts on senior debut. And he's got the ball between centre wing and half back for the Magpies.
Roberts goes back into his own D50. It's in the hands of Richards. Richard comes out to the broadcast side wing. Bounces in front of Norton. He's tackled over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in right in front of us. So third quarter so far for Wiesners. We've had the 4 goals. 2 to the Pies, and 2 to the Roos. Both of those through Paddy Lavis. Boundary throw in. In the ruck there is young Tommy Forrest. Spills the way here of Mitch Scott. Got out of the way. Ayres, was he tackled high? Umpire says, give it to me, as we go to Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, Brad Melville, who we mentioned earlier, he's probably been best on ground for Mine Panda. He has had the 16 disposals and kicked the 2 goals. He's back to some of his best footy.
Lavington doing a bit of a number on Wodonga now. 56-17 for Mr. Stowe's Pool World.
Richards won the tap. Found its way to Federico, who was dispossessed. Now Osborne stepped out of bounds. And the umpire's going to bring it back into play. Bob Jackson, Newmarket Hotel. What's the message from the respective benches as the ball gets brought back into play right in front of you?
I think the Corowa Footy Club is really encouraging the likes of McCarthy and Hanson and Shutt to be really rebounding off the half-back line. And you can see that they're trying their hardest to get that done. So I think that's a message that they'll be probably reinforcing for the rest of the game, just to continue to run, take the game on.
Clark, handballs forward, trying to find a teammate, but McCarthy's there. Works his way around the telephone box pretty nicely and kicks long down the line. Tilly, one-handed juke. Did well on the half volley, trying to find Barrett. Nice tackle from Forrest, now picked up by Lavis. Lavis into the pocket, trying to find Darcy Hope. Got it. Good mark, but what about the kick from Pat Lavis? Bob Jackson, he's a dual athlete, very good cricketer, and proving a very good footballer tonight.
Pickle Rick is certainly turning on this quarter and giving Corowa a little bit of glimmer of hope, I suppose. And speaking of hope, Darcy took this mark just short of the bike track, so this will be quite a good finish if he can get it done from here.
35 out, he's going to be forced to go the check side. Snaps across his body. It's going to go to the top of the goal square. They need a mark. It's spoilt. Lands at the front and centre position in the lap of Craven, who just streams out of D50. Harry Hewitt going to go the barrel. Big torpedo punt down the Ovens River side.
Laverty lands in his lap. That was an elite body and paint player that ate. Laverty kicks inside, attacking 50. Looking for a teammate in Rost. Rouston with a bit of work to do. Richards crunch and a big tackle by Irvin. He really made mincemeat of him there, and we have a ball up in front of the scoreboard here, which reads 62-26 in favour of the Wang Magpies, all thanks to Inspirations Paint. We've played around 20 minutes, all thanks to NZ. Ball up, snapping on his right. Parker Heatley to a vacant goal square. It's rolling. It doesn't get there. White-Tide Tua does. Taps it to himself and runs out of space. The chalk beats him, and we have a boundary throw in. Dangerous posse for the Magpies, 5 around from their goal.
Blow the siren in the AFL. Essendon lead the D's 1-0.
Nah, it's 1-1 now, Gussie.
Oh, there you go. I spoke
Blow
too
the
soon.
siren now.
Back into play, into attack for the Magpies. Really congested contest here. Diving on top of it is Geordie Ayres and Raymond Murphy, and we'll ball it up at 15 metres from Magpie goal.
A really poor game to go to after this, Gussie. Melbourne versus Essendon.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Brady Morton, nice hands in the telephone box to Geordie Ayres. Just goes for a grubber, trying to gain yards. Lavis onto Longmire. It's a foot race. Longmire's going to wait for the right option.
Geez.
Downfield. It's a downfield free kick. Longmire got whacked, and I think it was by Cam Barrett.
Was, yep.
And as a result, Darcy Hope will get a free kick 45 metres out. Slightest of angles, Newmarket Hotel, Bob Jackson.
Yeah, the downfield rule was applied there, and geez, Jed Lime, he would have kicked that 60 metres, so the free kick is where the ball bounced. So that was quite an extensive advantage to the Corowa Footy Club where the ball landed. So Darcy Hope's having a shot on goal here, and hopefully he can make amends from the last shot at goal.
We saw a lot of down the field free kicks played today in the Wang Rovers North Albury game. A lot of them weren't there, but that certainly was, Gussie.
Darcy Hope got one behind this evening. 45 metres out, slide angle, the right foot kick. Looks to be a little bit offline. Touched on the goal line, and it's going to get bombed back into play and straight into the hands of Roos. Dropped to sitter. Regathers does Tyler and kicks a goal. So Corowa get a much-needed goal. They've kicked 3 in this third term, back-to-back goals. And the scoreboard moves to 4-8-32 to 9-8-62. Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Bob Jackson for the Newey.
Yeah, you can't fault their energy and effort. It's a scrappy game, and this just might be enough for them to get them back in the game. They just keep scrapping the ball forward. That's all that was, just a real scrap fest. Darcy Hope's shot on goal was a little disappointing, but they kept the ball alive, and Tyler Roos finished off what was a scrappy passage of play.
Yeah, great work there by Corowa. We're just in with a fight here and around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Lavington 8-9-57, killing Wodonga Bulldogs 2-5-17.
You can hear it in Dan's voice too. 5-goal advantage to the way of the Wang Magpies as they grubber it forward into attack. Third term for Wiesness here on O&M Live. Parker Heatley shovels it back to Richards. He retreats as well to Ellis. Wants his right foot. Shallow kick. Oh, Melville! It looked like Richards was going to chop it off and intercept, and Melville just dived like a good first slipper and took a beautiful chest mark, and he will line up 40 metres out directly in front.
He reads the play so well, Squid. That's a couple of times tonight that he's read the angle, read the play of the ball, and cut off dangerous play or intercepted plays defensively as well. So he reads the ball really, really well, and I'm so happy for him, and I hope he gets a good run at it this year.
Kicked 2 goals last week. He's already got 2 tonight, so he's lining up for goal number 3. He doesn't need too many possessions to hurt you, Squid Melville, because he's so classy, and he's finished another one there. That's his 3rd. And the Magpies extend the lead back out to 6 goals, 10-8 to 4-8. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, Corowa are really struggling to get that 2 goals in a row at the moment, and I think that's their major problem. But the other problem they got on their plates is Squid Melville. He's playing some game. 18 disposals, 3 goals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet. Been best on for mine, Gussie. I think he's putting together a really good performance.
Yep. I don't think you can fault the big 3 of the Magpies. Clark, Federico and Melville. They're not getting in each other's way. They're playing with synergy. And when one player gets a little bit cold, the other 2 step up to the plate. Good luck coaching against those 3 when Dan Sharrett comes back into the mix.
Just a quick one off the back of that, Gus. Jackson Clark, he looks in good nick. That's the fittest I've seen him, and he looks really good. He's running on top of the ground.
He's been running around shirtless across Wangaratta, Panda tells me.
Putting me to shame.
Melville on cue once again inside 50. Cody Shutt in the hole for the Roos. I think he's been really good today for Corowa as he brings it out to the broadcast side. Butson been a bit quiet in the second half. Got a Falcon. Beautifully called by Panda for McRae Motors. Great tackle on O'Keefe. It started with McCarthy and was finished by Darcy Hope, who's worked up the ground. 25 minutes gone here for NZ. Darcy Hope's got it across half back for the Roos.
Blake Panda Escott with you and Gussie McLeod for McRae Motors. 3rd term action for Wiesness here on O&M Live. 3 games today we've broadcasted. We're stuffed, but we're loving it. Longmire comes through the pack onto Pickle Rick, who put his teammate under a lot of pressure.
Oh, gee whiz.
Not sure that's holding the ball considering he got tackled as he received the ball, young Butson. But Chris Knowles won't mind. And he goes short to Jasper Craven. A little bit quieter this week, but he's playing a different role. Not playing a shutdown defensive tagging role, Jasper. Playing more in defence today. He's in front of the coach's box. He goes into attack. Richards getting back, got 2 hands to it, wasn't able to mark. Ball was smothered. Federico onto Marjanovic, who jams it on the boot. It's a high up and under. It's going to land about 30 out from goal. And Laverty, not sure why he was able to mark that ball.
I can tell you why. He was the only one that wanted it.
You're right, Bobby. Letting Joey Hansen know all about it too, and he will line up for his 2nd.
Yeah, he was the only one that had eyes for the footy. He was the only one that really showed any intent of wanting to take the mark, and that sometimes happens when you get a steepler like that. So, yeah, he's got the reward in having a shot on goal.
He's using his leap this year, Panda. That's something I've noticed in the first 2 weeks. He used to sort of just lead up at the ball, whereas now he's using those big hops to his advantage.
Well, he'd be every bit of 198, Bobby, you reckon?
Yeah, every bit.
He's a big boy, so he's got to use that big frame of his. Xavier Laverty never really looked goal-bound, did it? Through to the skinny side and a minus score. That's a couple of times he's done that tonight.
3.
The Pies go to 10-9, 69. Corowa-Rutherglen 4-8, 32. It's a 37-point margin as we tick up towards 3-quarter time for Wiesness. Gussie.
McCarthy from full-back will get his numbers from Dan Vaccaro, thanks to the team at 40 winks. Big Richards flew and brought it front and centre. Leslie on top of the ball, handballs towards the boundary line, Lavis the target. Little 1-2 there, Darcy Hope. Kick towards Morton was smothered off the boot. Now it's Clayton, just wanting to go for yardage. And goes out of bounds on the full. Some 40 winks down Vaccaro.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Liam McCarthy. He's putting together a pretty solid game. 13 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet. But the inside 50 count's really interesting. Wangaratta 39 to Corowa 38. So a really even affair. The scoreboard might suggest otherwise.
Just an injury update here, boys. Ryan Batten has hurt his knee and there's been a call for some crutches. So that doesn't look good for the lad. So he's done for the night.
Had a look at the replay too. His knee buckled, Panda, when he got tackled in that contest. So hopefully Batto's okay.
Hope. Has he paid the mark? Umpire says no. He was caught behind. Thought he got a good piece of it, Darcy. He thinks so too. Looks like he might be having a run around the pill here, Darcy Hope. Showed that he can do that last year on occasions. Richards, Hope on cue. And they go down the line through Tyler Roos. It gets out the back. Ball in the hands of Grossman. And the siren sounds here for three-quarter time at the Normin's Oval, and it's the Magpies by 37 points, 10-9 to 4-8 over the Corowa-Rutherglen Footy Club. We'll take a break. Stay with us. Fourth term action on the other side of this, and on O&M Live, wherever you are around the globe, on 2AY, the listener app, or O&M Snapprint Solutions TV, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box. And you're primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
You certainly are with O&M Live on 1494 2AY from the Normin's Oval in Wangaratta, where the Pies lead 10-9, 69 to the Roos, 4-8 32. They've been inaccurate in front of goal. Time now for the quarter's best in the third term for C&L shower screens and wardrobes. You can find the guys in Wodonga. Dan Vaccaro, who's the quarter's best?
Thank you very much, Gussie. Corowa. Thought Liam McCarthy was good that quarter. He had the 6 disposals. He probably looked the most likely for Corowa in that quarter. And for Wangaratta, it's no man other than Brad Squid Melville. 8 disposals, 2 goals. He has been fantastic. And special mentions to his partners in the midfield. Alex Federico's had 14 for the game, and Jackson Clark has been super with 17 disposals. I feel like that midfield group has just been awesome all night.
They certainly have. Goal kickers in that third term, 2 to Paddy Lavis for the Roos and 1 to Tyler. But the big name, as you mentioned, Squid Melville, kicking his third, and 2 of those coming in the third term. Bob Jackson, his boundary side for the best pub in the world, the Newmarket Hotel. What's the latest at ground level? Looks like the Magpies are still having a few conversations.
Yeah, the Magpies are really emphasising on finishing off what they've started, particularly that second half, the way they went about it through the midfield and defensively structured up the way they wanted to. And on the other side, Corowa, they're really encouraged to take the game on with confidence and back yourself through the middle of the ground and provide some real dangerous options up forward with constant movement. So, both coaches were calm. Both coaches didn't talk too loud in their huddles, and they're very measured. Gone to the old days where there's fire and brimstone and yelling and carrying on, and they're very measured, both coaches.
Dan Vaccaro, around the grounds, Mr. Stowe's Pool World, they've got it all for you.
Yeah, you and Panda would like to hear this one. Melbourne 117 to Essendon 3-4-22. It's all over at Adelaide Oval. Essendon will run away with it.
Don't you worry, we'll find a way to make this a contest. I can guarantee you that now.
Just a quick one, boys. Matty Grossman was in a marking contest late in that quarter and landed a little bit funny. I'm not sure whether you've seen that. He's just getting the old knee test. A little bit of a jolt here there.
And Batten's on crutches too, Bobby?
Yes, he's had a compression bandage on his knee and on crutches, so I'm not sure. I don't see him. He might have
ducked off for a hot shower.
Ducked off, yeah, but Matty Grossman's just getting his leg assessed as we speak.
Fourth term, all thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. A big hello to Phil Packer and the crew who got involved in Dan's list on social media during the week. Dan, some feedback for you from Phil.
Yep, a lot of people got involved, Panda.
Here's Gus McLeod, all thanks to Mac Jack Sheds.
Richards with a double tap, trying to gain some yardage for the Roos, up the centre half forward. Cam Barrett off the back of the arc, just kicks long down the line. McCarthy underran it. Now it's Hanson for the Roos. Handball's over the top, wants the give and go with Leslie, gets it, but the boundary line crept up on Hanson and it spills out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So 23 seconds gone for NZ as we go to Bob Jackson for the Newie.
It's been a long day. Underran it or overran it?
Cop that, Gus.
I was just trying to dissect what he said. Anyway, you get the picture. Hanson didn't quite do the job. High up and under. Gone outside the lights, I reckon. There's a nice buffer that sits across the Norm Mins. And Mitch Scott is wrapped up in a tackle. Brad Melville, once again, doing it on offence and defence. Blake Panda Escott for McRae Motors.
I tell you what, I caught up with my partner during the halftime show, and I know this isn't a scientific sort of football broadcast, but geez, there's some bugs around those lights outside. This is what happens when you stay on air for 8 hours.
I thought we sacked the show gardening.
What an insight there, Bob Blake.
There's a lot of bugs around those lights at the Norm Mins. That's what normally happens. Nick Richards. Go short to Barrett. Not sure what's going on here, boys.
I've got about 3 minutes, boys. That's what time I go to bed, 8 o'clock.
69 plays 32. The Pies letting the Roos as Barrett goes long down the line. Oh, Tommy Forrest came over the top. Punches it over the line. He'll have it thrown back in. He's played a bit of everywhere today, Gussie, Tommy Forrest, hasn't he, for the Kangaroos?
He certainly has. A former Bushies product around the grounds, Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Panda, you've got a score between Lavington and the Dogs, which we'll get to shortly. Inside attacking 50 here for the Magpies. Scott got a whack in the chops, and he might have got one high as well. The young Mitch.
59 to 18. That one's done. Lavington will beat Wodonga.
So a good start for Lavington. They'll be very happy with that on home soil.
Haven't won a round one fixture for a long time under Adam Schneider, the Panthers. He told us about that on the podcast, Gussie, so they'll be pumped to start their season 1-0.
They certainly will. In the back six is Tom Forrest for the Roos. Down the Ovens River side of the ground. A couple of Magpies fly. They bring it to ground level. Now in the hands of Bradkey. His handball on the half volley got to Longmire. Longmire kicks into attack for Corowa and Hanson. I reckon he might be playing on a wing here, Bobby. He's snuck forward, and he's 40 from home. Wants to go the unselfish option to Caelan Bradkey. Open goal square. Great footy from the Roos. It's taken 4 quarters to find a nice passage of play. And to the coach's delight, the Corowa-Rutherglen boys play some nice footy there, Bob, for the Newmarket.
I don't mind the look of Joey Hansen on the wing. It gives them a nice, clean outlet on the wide open spaces, and he also delivers the footy well, and he runs well as well. So I don't mind that move. That makes sense to me.
If you're going to take a positive out of this game for Corowa, it's their inside 50 count. 41 to Wangaratta's 40. So they've actually won the inside 50s, and they're down by a handful of goals as well. So frustrating, but you can take something out of it if you're Crezza.
So Caelan Bradkey was his first major of the evening. Great to have him back at Corowa-Rutherglen in season 2025. Of course, left and went and played Richmond VFL, and last year played for Geelong. Kicked 18 majors down there in the VFL.
Drafted straight from the O&M, Panda, which is another player from this breeding ground doing big things.
Absolutely. As I just write the score down on my notes, I was a little bit slack. Boundary throw in. Knowles and Richards like that battle today. 6-1, half a dozen the other. I reckon they both really competed as we have a ball up. Still in the attacking half here for the Wangaratta Magpies. Far side of the ground, Ovens River side of the ground, Gus McLeod for Macrae Motors.
Mac Jack Sheds bringing the final term here on O&M Live. First goal going the way of the Roos to Caelan Bradkey. 4 minutes gone. Pinballs around across the half-back line for Corowa as the Magpies go inside 50. Well done, Forrest. Looks like he's got the matchup on Laverty now. Hewitt handballing to space. Boundary line beats Laverty, but I don't want to come off his... Nah. Want to come off a little bit higher than the sock line, out of bounds for a boundary throw in deep in the pocket for the Wangaratta Magpies. So 4.5 gone here for NZ in the fourth and final term on O&M Live. Richards in the ruck up against Laverty. Connor Leslie shovels one out. Nice vision. Finds its way to Longmire. At a defensive 50. Brady Morton's been swung forward here for Corowa. Plays on quickly. Trying to find Darcy Hope unattended. Darcy Hope will have a set shot, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, Bob Jackson for the Newie.
Fantastic movement of the footy. They're getting the right players in the right spots. You know, Brady Morton hit the ball up. He's a nice fleet-footed, sure-handed footballer. So getting your right players in the right positions to move the ball quickly is crucial, and that's what just happened there. And gives forwards an opportunity to play with some space.
Wonderful kick from Jed Longmire, who's got busy in this second half, Gussie.
He certainly has. This to bring the margin back to 25 points. Darcy Hope going to kick on the right boot. Needs it to drift back. It started out left, and that's where it stayed. Darcy Hope, he takes his total to 3 behinds here on O&M Live. And Corowa, bad kicking is bad football. They move to 5-9 on the Porter Carpet scoreboard.
All 3 of those have been set shots as well, I reckon, Dan. So they've wasted some opportunities, the Roos.
Yeah, big time. And you just see Cam Barrett there. He's coming up for his 14th disposal. Been a solid contributor today on the 40-wing stat sheet.
How many kick-ins do you reckon for our man Cam?
He's had a few, but he's good at them usually, Panda. So
9.
Why not take him?
9.
The boy from Balranald. So we've got a boundary throw in, far side. Still in the forward half here for Corowa-Rutherglen. Would have loved that one. Would have just made things interesting. Margin at 30. 69 to 39. Knowles tapped it down to Melville with a very quick little hand pass as he was still getting tackled. The Pies kick it down the boundary line. Big fist from Tommy Forrest, who looks like he's moved back into defence, where he's played a lot of his footy. Got his hands free, looking for Joe Hansen. We have a ball up far side, Ovens River side of the ground. As we go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Lavington home against Wodonga, and in the AFL, Essendon 22 to Melbourne 9.
Match of the century, that one.
6.5 for NZ. Gone here in the final quarter. Liam McCarthy for Corowa-Rutherglen. Mops up across half-back. Switches. Riley Irvin. Looks to be a good find from Balranald. Or Barrellan, I should say. Rouston. Inboard. Nice-looking kick. Finds its way to Clayton, who's worked his way into the game. Goes by hand onto Riley Irvin, who evades one and wants to thump it on the right boot. Shallow entry inside 50. Flying across the pack was Knowles. Left it at ground level. Magpies have to be clean as they try to exit D50. Majanovic handballed out wide. Big Knowlesy burrows his way through. Well done by Melksham. Now onto Morton inside 50. Bradkey got intercepted. Hope applies a nice tackle. It's going to be a push in the back, I think.
Yep.
Darcy Hope a little bit stiff there. The free kick was genuine. You like the Roos tenacity at the football, Bob, for the Newey?
Certainly do. Just to back up the argument or the point that we're making in regards to Corowa not making opportunities, they've won the second half 4-3, which just adds salt to that wound.
Cam Barrett, a chiselling kick across the ground, finds Jackson Clark. His number's Dan Vaccaro.
Jackson Clark's about to have his 18th Panda.
Ultra damaging as well.
18 good ones.
Yep. Never waste the footy. Harry Hewitt, his numbers as well, Dan.
Harry Hewitt just had his 14th.
He's hit the scoreboard as Harry Hewitt. Poor kick. Melville made good use of it. Inside attacking 50, Laverty up against Forrest. Forrest did well. Safely sees it over the line for a throw in. 20 around for the Magpies goal, who lead this fourth quarter contest 10-9-69 to Corowa-Rutherglen 5-9-39. We've played 8.5 for NZ, fourth term to Mac Jack Sheds.
Just keep an eye on the bench for the Magpies.
You know, maybe a little bit of cramp. Yeah, pickle juice is coming out.
Here's Melville kicking on goal for his fourth, top of the goal square. It's touched for a minor score, rush through. So the Magpies 10-10 to Corowa 5-9. Border carpet score, but we might get some 40 winks from Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, well, that man, Squid Melville, he's just been fantastic today. 3 goals and 22 disposals. I think he's been best on ground for mine, Gussie.
So McCarthy from fullback for the Roos. Going to go out to the Ovens River side. The Newmarket Hotel. Corowa look to still be fairly active on the interchange.
Yeah, they must. I must admit they seem to be running the game out really, really well here, and the rotations are thick and fast, and they're promoting the ball through the middle, and they're looking to finish the game full of run here.
They pummel the ball forward here. Corowa spills the way of Morton, who's looked dangerous forward of the ball. Finds a hand pass to Pickle Rick Lavis. Lowers the eyes, but it clean bowled his intended target. Melksham first there. Hand passes back to Elijah Amory. Snaps on goal, but playing the goalkeeper role beautifully is Aidan Tilley. He's had some game today, Aidan.
Best 3 for mine, Blake.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Angus. Here's Jasper Craven in the right back pocket. Cam Barrett is just going to retreat back towards Jet Roberts. Liked his game, the boy from Moyu on debut. He's fitted into that defence nicely. Gussie?
Thank you. Blake Escott on O&M Live. Around the grounds, 47 at Kiwa.
Do we just roll with Escott
10.
then?
Yep. I might even bring this one out soon. Blake Anthony Escott on O&M Live for McRae Motors. Barrett, chiselling ball back inboard, finds its way to Harry Hewitt. Probably the rising star contender for the Wangaratta Magpies. I know he's probably a little bit old for the age eligibility, but in terms of players that have grown across the off-season, Harry Hewitt is the front runner. The Magpies have it across half-back with Cam Barrett, normally a good user. That's no exception. Well weighted to Jasper Craven, the son of a gun, picking up our anytime fitness player of the day. Best on ground last week in the Wang Derby.
I reckon he was like, what the hell am I doing holding this sign? He would never done anything like that in his life, Jasper.
No, especially up in Queensland. They're not massive fans of our game. They're a bit different up north. Here's a go for the Magpies. Ball's in the hands of Ross. Inside 50 for Wangaratta. Laverty's got some space. This will suit the lefty. Evades one. Handball's back. Squid. Melville. Candy. Top of the goal square. Heatley. Good contest from the Smalls. Falls away from Ellis. Dribble kick goal. Really good crumbing from Fraser Ellis. Front and centre from a big contest. He's kicked his second. And the Magpies kicked their 11th, Bobby J.
Yeah, Squid Melville. You mentioned Aidan Tilley and Squid Melville in the same conversation for our best on ground. They both have had impact over the last couple of minutes, and Squid, inside 50, put the ball to a dangerous position where Parker Heatley contested, but Fraser Ellis, as good crummers are front and centre, and make a pretty good finish, a smart finish.
Yeah, Squid Melville, you just mentioned him. He's had some game, 24 disposals and 3 goals on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's been an absolute star.
What good players do is they just never panic in any situation, and he's so calm. He walked back in onto his right foot and centred the ball beautifully there, Squid. Here's wide tight Tua. Trying to go in hard, back on the ground. Good to see from that cramp. Cam Barrett retreats back to my man, the Preston Prince, who just fumbled, would like his time again. Spills out here to Melksham, fakes one way onto Tyler Roos, who snaps from the pocket, running and not through for a goal, minor score. Poor effort on goal there from Roos. Corowa 5-10-40 to the Magpies 11-10-76, 12.5 played for NZ in this fourth quarter for Mac Jack Sheds. Dan Vaccaro, what do you got for us, 40 winks?
Yeah, well, Tyler Roos, you just saw him have a bit of a cider there, but he's had a solid game. He's kicked a goal and had 16 disposals on the 40 wing stat sheet.
Ball's in the hands of Craven, across half-back for the Magpies. He goes by hand. Nice link-up play here along the Ovens River side of the ground, but Corowa intervene and spoil the party. Longmire handballed inboard, trying to find Osborne, missed him. Now the Magpies regather possession. Federico onto Melville, inboard to the cricket wicket. He finds Cam Barrett. Barrett's going to reassess his options, goes via hand to Melville, chipping ball inside 50, and it looks like Richards is marked. No, it's not. It's one of the young boys on debut.
Charlie Ross.
Charlie Ross. He'll go back and have a set shot. I'm going to say 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. Maybe a bit straighter. Do you back Charlie in from here, Bob?
Jeez, it's going to take every bit. He's a wee man, isn't he? So it's he might struggle to get the distance, but I'll back him in. He looks like a little energetic sort of fella, and be a good way to finish a good debut.
He played 6 games last year, I'm
Well, I'll
pretty
take
sure.
that back then.
Charlie, Gus sold you
come
under
on,
the river a
Gus.
little bit there.
Debut for my calling. Charlie Ross, gee, he looks a good kicker to Sharon. Does it have the legs? It doesn't. Just short. Gave it everything he got, young Charlie.
They would have gotten around him too, Gussie, on his debut.
On his debut.
Debut for your call.
It's been a long day, boys.
That's
It's been
worse
a
than
long
the Buds
day.
call, I reckon, by Panda.
Oh, not quite. Let's be really honest.
Not National Geographic, Panda, do you?
I'll do my best, David Attenborough in the post-game show. Make sure you listen for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro as
Loose.
Melville finds Marjanovic. First game for a while last year. He's played a lot of senior footy as Maj, but getting an opportunity today, and he will line up from a similar distance to Charlie Ross. No, he won't. He hand passes off to Tilly, and that was off the side of the boot. He almost missed it, in fact, and Tommy Forrest takes an intercept mark playing in defence for Corowa-Rutherglen. He switches the footy, finds Melksham, was busy early, faded a little bit late, takes a bounce, hand passes to Irvin, kicks long down the line, stays in play. In the end, it does go over the line right in front of Bobby Jackson, who's going to start thinking about the anytime fitness, Bobby. 37-point lead as the Pies.
I just want to make a quick mention there. Charlie Ross did a great defensive act there where he just delayed the player from Corowa to use the overlap and caused the ball to be a scrubber kick forward. So he done really well there defensively.
The tech heads at Play HQ just to fix this thing they got going on. Are you a human? The robot question. Yes, we are. We just want to check the scores, please.
Inboard to the corridor. The Roos try and attack it. Nice tackle from Jaden Butson. Will ball it up on the cricket wicket.
Just quickly on the anytime fitness player of the day, I don't think Robbie has to think too hard. I think our man Squid Melville's got that tied up.
Jeez, okay.
Delivered, Dan, you reckon?
Is that
delivered?
Is that a little bit of insertion there from Dan? He's just saying, hey, don't stuff this one up, Bobby.
Correct.
Squidward is the man. Great to see him back playing at this level. He's had a tough run with injury. And speak of the devil, he's applying a big tackle as we speak. So we'll ball it up on the edge of the centre circle here. The Magpies lead 77-40. Richards in the ruck. Give it on to Knowles. Falls at the back of the contest. Rouse, and I reckon he's been okay today off half-back. Finds Clayton. Now Geordie Ayres for Corowa. Breaks away from the contest. Lowers the eyes. Poor kick to put it nicely. Turnover off half-back. The Magpies are streaming through with numbers. Socckered forward by Clayton. Working hard is Pickle Rick. Left it behind for Corowa. Now Magpies regather possession. Whiteside Tour. Chipping ball to Jackson Clark, who's picking up another 40 wings disposal.
How many, Dan?
He's up to 20.
Beautiful kick. Look at that delivery as well. Finds Ellis in the middle of the Norm Men's. Hand passes to Federico. Lowers the eyes beautifully and finds Will O'Keefe.
All the cramps.
Oh, he's been shot.
I reckon he has been. He's been shot like he's one of his beautiful Jillamatong lambs they got out there on the farm at Corowa. We didn't buy any raffle tickets, did we? We should have bought some of the Jillamatong lambs,
You
Gussie.
should have seen Panda press the accelerator as soon as they asked.
Not at all. Not at all. That is a dead set lie.
We didn't even stop.
We did win.
Would you like a raffle ticket?
Famously win the meat
off.
tray a few years ago, and then we got given to us last year as well. Still making my way through that half a lamb as Will O'Keefe sets sail for goal, and it's through for a minor score. 78 the Pies, 40 Corowa-Rutherglen, 17 played for NZ in this fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds. Blake Panda Escott with you and Gussie McLeod. All thanks to McRae Motors. Hope you've enjoyed the Saturday night footy action. Gussie, it's been good.
Super Saturday on O&M Live. 4 games of Ovens and Murray footy and netball coming your way live, free and exclusive. Geordie Ayres across half-back for the Roos. Ovens River side of the ground. Fourth quarter action thanks to our friends at Mac Jack Sheds.
Is that just a clip to the paywalls, Gussie, is it? Like Brian Taylor clipping Fox Footy for not being at the ground the other week?
We will always be free, Panda.
Okay.
Making it accessible for the punters is what we're all about. No paywalls. Here on O&M Live, McCarthy back inboard. Around the grounds, Mr. Stove's Pool World.
Well, if you tune into the AFL, tune into the O&M because 1-4-10 Melbourne plays Essendon 3-4-22, and I reckon that's been the score for the last 45 minutes.
Underground went Longmire to Bradkey, 70 from home. It's a delicate, doinky little kick into the pocket. Working hard, trying to keep it alive was Morton. Dribble kick, Brady Morton. Optimistic. It just misses to the near side. Corowa 5-11-41 to the Magpies 11-12-78. That's on the border carpet scoreboard, and we'll cross to ground level to get Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket.
Doinky kick by Morton. So
Good. I like the descriptiveness.
It's been a long day, but Gus, it's been a real long day. But I just like the way that Corowa are just running on top of the ground, finishing off the game. So that's a positive they can take out of it.
So they're trying to exit defence here, the Magpies, but the Roos win it back. Beautiful kick finds Pickle Rick. Paddy Lavis directly in front. We know he can sink the slipper into him, and he will line up from 45 metres out. Virtually no angle, Bobby J, for his third.
Pickle Rick, he's had a good second half. As you said, he's going for his third goal in the second half. So this is, they've just thrown the Magnus around just a little bit. I like Joey Hansen on a wing. I do like Lavis up forward. I do like Darcy Hope floating through on the ball at various stages, or just gives him a bit of starch through there. And there's plenty of good signs here.
So lining up for goal number 3, Paddy Lavis looks like he's left a little bit in the tank there, and it's rushed through, punched over the line for a minor score. So the Roos move to 5-12. To the Magpies 11-12. So it's an even 6-goal margin at the 19th minute mark for NZ in this fourth quarter. All thanks to Phil and the crew at Mac Jack Sheds. I like how the Magpies have kept their old scoreboard, Gussie. All the new scoreboards were rolled out today across the O&M, but the Magpies have said, stuff ya, we're keeping our old one.
No, they like tradition here at the Norm Mins. Kick out from fullback from Barrett was a good one. Umpire's got the whistle out, but it's going to be a free kick. Advantage paid. Jackson Clark on the back of the cricket wicket. Between centre half-back and true centre for the Magpies. As the clock ticks to 20, thanks to NZ Albury. Clark's going to kick out wide for Wangaratta. Federico kicks over the top to the advantage of Craven. Brady Morton's tracking him, made a good contest of it. Joining in the action was Butson, who's faded away this evening. Handball over the top. Bustling his way through was Clayton. And the umpire said he had no prior opportunity, will ball it up. Dan Vaccaro, some 40-wing stats here on O&M Live.
Yeah, well, we've mentioned his name heaps tonight. Brad Melville, he's had a fantastic display. 27 disposals, 3 goals. Alex Federico's had 20, and Jackson Clark with the 21. So the big names in their midfield getting it done for Wangaratta Magpies on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Boundary throw in, far side of the ground. Gus McLeod, Macrae Motors.
You mentioned, Panda, the 6-goal margin sort of been the consistent mark all the way through this evening, and that's no coincidence. When Corowa kicked their first goal, Wangaratta had pretty much kicked 7 consecutively. By the time Corowa got on the scoreboard, they've managed to neutralise this contest.
They have indeed. So plenty of positives for Corowa-Rutherglen, and we knew there'd be some growing pains, some teething issues. Of course, none of these boys really ever played together, as Kreza puts together an outfit that is much more competitive in 2025. Reckon they'll hit their straps around that halfway mark. Bobby Jackson, your thoughts for the Newie?
Yeah, well, the continuity thing is big, and there's a lot of new faces, and they would have only played a couple of practice matches, and that's not O&M level. That's not O&M standard.
Tweedale grabbed it out of the ruck, kicked it long forward, and a really nice elite body and paint mark of the day from Jack Rouston in defence. What have you thought of his first game for the Roos, Gussie?
I've liked him. He's a really nice left foot kick. Captain the Riverina Team of the Year from Griffith. And he's providing something different. He's a bit of an awkward size, Panda. His brother, of course, is on the GWS roster.
Harry.
Pretty good player. Now Clayton for the Roos, centre wing, comes in board. Pickle Rick. He might be able to wind up here. Instead, he pulls his kick into the pocket and he finds Finn Osborne. 35 metres out, slight angle. And it's a deep pocket here at the Norm Mins, Bobby J. This will take a nice kick at the Sharon.
It's a deep, dark pocket over there. From my angle, I'm struggling to see him. He looks like he's a fair distance from goal. It's going to take every bit, particularly late late in the game on round one.
Can you see past the bugs, though, Bobby?
The bugs. The bogan moths.
There's thousands of them over there on those lights. There's thousands of them.
So here's Finn Osborne looking for the Roos 6th. Stuttering approach, right foot kick. Looks to be pretty good. Does it have the legs? It does. Good finish there from Finn Osborne. Corowa moved to 6-12-48. The Wangaratta Magpies 11-12-78. And that is on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, and it's been a really good performance by Corowa-Rutherglen, to be honest. The inside 50 count, 48 Corowa-Rutherglen to 50 in Wangaratta. So they've had a lot of inside 50s, and you just take out that first 10 minutes where they kick 0 goals 6, and this could be a lot different contest. So a good showing from Corowa.
23 minutes gone for NZ. Blake Panda-Escott.
Yeah. If they kick 2 or 3 of those goals early, I really think we have a different ball game here, so that'll be frustrating. Stay with us on our post-game show on 2AY for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro. We'll try and catch up with both coaches, and we'll love to hear Darren Creswell's thoughts as Harry Hewitt goes forward. Oh, Laverty, the one-hander in the end. The one-handed chest mark. Beautiful body work. Plays on straight away, does Laverty. Lowers his eyes looking for Heatley and Forrest. In fact, it's Irvin did really well. Nudged him under the footy, and he has taken an intercept mark for the Roos. 78 plays 48. It's an even 5 goals to the way of the Magpies. 23 played for NZ.
Long down the line. Nice mark out in front from Caelan Bradkey.
Fair to say the sting's gone out of this one, Gussie.
There's a free kick here off the ball. It's going to go the way of Laverty. And he looks like he's gearing up for a shot here.
No way.
He's 85 out.
Well, he goes by hand now. Inside 50 go the Magpies, looking for an option, sitting in the hole nicely. Was shut. Had the ball slapped out of his hands. He wanted 50. Umpire said no. 24 gone here for NZ. The Magpies are going to go 2 and zip to start 2025. Long down the line goes Cody Shutt. Ovens Riverside. Laverty goes inside 50. Great hands from Brad Melville. This to ice the game for the Magpies. It's just across the face for a minor score. The Magpies 11-13-79. Corowa 6-12-48. Border Carpet scoreboard. And Cody Shutt's going to kick the ball in from fullback. Bob Jackson, Newmarket Hotel. What's it like at ground level?
Yeah, Matty Grossman's just set out the last quarter, boys. Just a bit of precautionary, and I think they've just put the cue in the rack with Jackson Clark as well. So he's just, I think his night's done.
Get your Rolls Royces on ice. Matty Grossman had ice on his calf last week as well, so
he is 147 years old, Panda. So
he is an old statesman, our man Matty Grossman, and he's a legend of the Wangaratta Magpies Football Netball Club.
Bobby, you mentioned a quote that you heard from Matt Grossman that you just loved during the week.
Yeah, I did. When Jason Heatley signed on as coach, it just goes to show what sort of man Matty Grossman is. He went to the coach and said, make me better. As a 39-year-old football player knowing him footy, that's just, that'd be a brand new coach's music to his ears.
Here's Hewitt. Shovels it backwards to Chris Knowles. They're back inside attacking 50 here, the Pies, and intercepting here with pace is Liam McCarthy, who showed a bit in his first game for Corowa-Rutherglen today. Hand pass was fumbled by Shutt. He goes short, and they exit defensive 50 here. It's in the hands of Melksham. Kick found the grass instead of Longmire, but he was playing in front of his opponent. Melksham follows up. 1-2 there with Clayton, and he has to retreat. Clayton's numbers, Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, Joshy Clayton has had the 16 disposals.
Here's Tom Forrest. Liked his second half. Looks to be more at home in defence as the siren sounds. And the Magpies go to 2-0 to start the 2025 Ovens and Murray season. A comprehensive 31-point victory over Corowa-Rutherglen. 11-13-79 to Corowa-Rutherglen. 6-12-48. And the Pies, 31-point winners. As Gus McLeod fills out his notebook and Dan heads to the boundary with our anytime fitness sign. He'll find Bobby Jackson, but I reckon he's heading straight towards one man, Brad Squidward Melville.
Now, we know that our man Bobby J, his bromance has been, or there's been a divorce between him and Perry Lewis-Smith because Perry has put a clearance in. He's followed Stevie J down to Newton Chilwell. And I just have a feeling that Bobby J's new man could be Squid Melville. Brilliant performance from him today. And as we say, Panda, when your team's playing well, it's normally your best 3 or 4 players that stand up and get the job done. Brad Melville's instrumental today, as were the big players for the Magpies. Federico, Clark, Melville, Parker Heatley with a big bag of goals today, Panda. I think he kicked 4. I've got him down 4. Probably could have had a few more with his goal-kicking boots on. But plenty to dissect in the post-game show here on O&M Live. We'll do our best to get some coverage in the rooms as the Magpies will sing the song, and we're not too far away from crossing to Bob Jackson for our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Anytime Fitness, North Albury, Wodonga and Wangaratta. Of course, one membership can get you access to any Anytime Fitness club right across the globe. We thank them for joining us on O&M Live. Once again, Jai and the team from Anytime Fitness, great supporters of local sport.
He's just a circle around man, Bobby J. He just circles looking for his target. So I reckon he's trying to find Squid. And I reckon Squid knows he's coming for him.
Just look for the bloke, Bobby, who's got Sharon across his hand. Maybe a tinge of yellow on it, Panda.
He's circling. There he is. He's right there in front of you, Bobby J.
Squid.
Yeah, there is the call. We've heard it through the effects, Mike.
He's copping a bit of stick from the boys.
Boundary side, we're going to cross to him, Bob Jackson. He's our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
Yes, boys.
Brad Squid Melville.
Just stating the obvious, 28 touches, 3 goals, mate. Just on behalf of the O&M Live team, it's good to see you back, mate. Good to see you back fit and running on top of the ground.
Yeah, thanks for that. I was a bit rusty last week. It was pretty warm and I blew up pretty quickly. But it's fingers crossed I get some continuity in my game, because it's bloody frustrating being on the sidelines, and especially playing with a great group of fellas. Like, I've got some really close mates here, so you don't take these nights for granted.
It was a weird sort of a day where it was scrappy, and then there was some good passages of play. But you, Jackson Clark, and the Preston Prince, as we call him, you worked hard all game, and you got the ball on your terms more times than not.
Yeah, we did. I mean, they battled really hard, Corowa. Like, as everyone probably knew, we didn't know what to expect from them, and they brought a really good, hard style of game of footy early, and we knew we just had to match that, and we felt like probably had the game under our belt last week, and we felt like we got our game up and going.
Parker Heatley. Tell us about him. He seems like an excitement machine, and he seems like a guy that will bring a bit of entertainment to the competition this year.
Yeah, he's a great fella. I mean, he's been staying at my place a couple of times. He's been eating mum out of house and home, and mum needs to take a bit out the grocery store every week for him. But he's a great character. I mean, it's a unique relationship with him and the old man here, but they've just fit in seamlessly.
Well done, mate. Congratulations, and good to see you back, mate.
Cheers.
Squid Melville, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Not only is he a great football, Panda, he's a ripping guy.
Yep.
I don't think I've heard anyone say a bad word about Bradley Melville. 3 goals, 28 disposals, a clear winner of the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Just like that, Panda, the Wangaratta Magpies are 2-0 to start 2025. What a contrast from last year where they were zipping 5.
And now they go in probably red-hot favourites against Yarrawonga at Mulwala on Sunday. And then they play Myrtleford, so they could be 3-0, 4-0. 3-1 they would really take going into the Anzac Day break. So Jason Heatley would be very, very happy to start the season 2-0. And, of course, Brad Melville is a gun cricketer as well. Lots of stories about him making run after run here at the Norm Minns Oval. And he started the season beautifully. He's kicked the 5 goals in his 2 games, playing at a half-forward, little spurts in the midfield, but just damaging possessions, it looks like, Dan Vaccaro, for Brad Melville. Not so much about getting the footy 30, 35 times, but maximum impact with his possessions.
Yeah, you're spot on, Panda. The fact that he gets 28 with a man of his talent, and to get in the scoreboard 3 times as well, he's just an absolute superstar. And I don't think there was any competition for best on today.
We'll see if our wireless mic reaches over to the Wangaratta Magpie home rooms. We are a fair way away here, but we'll do our best to bring you the song. And our post-game show straight after on 2AY for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro. So repeating, the Wangaratta Magpies 11-13-79 to Corowa-Rutherglen 6-12-48.
We'll get Bobby to turn the mic on if you can hear us, Bobby.
So we'll try our best.
I think we've still got him down there. I can hear it through the queue, Panda. Turn the mic on, Bobby, if you got us, brother. There we go.
Got me, boys?
Gotcha, mate. Loud and clear. One of my favourite songs in local footy. The new tradition, everyone goes quiet. The Maggies 2-0.
Big winners, the Wangaratta Magpies over Corowa-Rutherglen in their round 1 fixture. They start the season on fire in 2025 in the Ovens of Murray. 2-0, 31-point winners. Brad Melville with 3 goals and 28 touches. Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. We'll take a break. Plenty to come on our post-game show for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro straight through till 9 o'clock. Melbourne and the Bombers to follow with AFL Nation. The Pies too good, 31-point winners, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi.
Woo.
Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box. And you're primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.